Hello, everyone. All the scuff is human error and not any other issues. Knock on wood. Stream Elements is lying, and I don't know why. I don't know why Stream Elements is lying. It all looks right to me. Is the title right on Twitch? It looks like the title's right on Twitch.
I think so.
Stream Elements, why are you being a bitch?
Well, in case we crash. Hello, Enthuse.
No,
hello,
stop.
Cleo.
Don't say
hello,
things like that.
Pluto.
Okay, Stream Elements is just being
Ori,
a
I'm
dick
putting
right
the
now.
thought in the universe so it doesn't happen.
Oh, I see. I don't.
I'm
guys,
reverse psychology.
Manifest no technological scuff today. Okay, we can have Ori human error scuff of being late,
Hello,
stressing, starting stream without setting everything up properly, and having to stop stream because then the technology kind of failed, but not in the normal way. Fingers crossed. Everything was good. Hello, Enthused and Estrox and Cleo and John and Mason. No, Pluto. That's who it was. Alright. Your sister ate your dinner. What? How dare. This reminds me I want cookies, though. Do I dare leave and get cookies? I should make this new one first, though. Let's save as... Yeah, I was editing frickin'... Hello, Mason. I was editing... shorts... And was late because of that, because I thought I was gonna finish it. What the heck? That's insane, Estrock. Or we forgot to eat cookies. Human Scuff 1 is somehow today...
I don't know. Is that Scuff?
Somehow today... Shorts took longer than expected? I don't know. Honestly, Human Scuff is... I don't really want to do this.
Today was all about the Human Scuff. My car flooded. I lost some toys in the process.
I'm gonna get cookies.
I have to wash my bag now, so I can only bring tiny stuff with me in the tiny bag I have. It's gonna be a rough 3 days remaining this week with the kids. They are not gonna be happy that I don't have the toys. Oh, what are the kids' favorite toys? It depends. Some of them like the construction tools. We'll use those. Others really like a toy called the Critter Clinic. And I really love the Critter Clinic because you can hide all kinds of word cards in there. You can hide animals. You can hide vocabulary. It's really great. It's really fun. But it's also massive and heavy. John, first of all, welcome. Secondly, if I knew why, then this would not be the second time that it's happened. But for whatever reason, when it really downpours, not the front seat of my car. No, it wouldn't be the front seat. The back seat of my car got all wet on the floor, and I'm not entirely sure why. On top of that, my trunk turned into a swamp again, and now my spare tire is currently sitting in a little puddle of water. I have no idea how that happened. This happened one time about, I want to say about a month ago, because I had to do like a deep clean of my trunk because there was so much water where the spare tire was supposed to be. And I actually had to pull out the floor and put my own replacement cardboard floor on top. Here's the funny thing, you guys. The cardboard wasn't wet at all. So, it's not coming in through the top. I don't know where the hell the water's coming in from.
The door? From this? Because does it flood every time it rains?
Not every time. I think only during heavy rains.
So that means it's coming in from an angle. At the trunk.
It must be.
Or at the door.
I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. I cannot be driving a puddle of water to work.
That's what's happening.
Is that what's happening?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it happens very frequently. One of our old Hondas used to do that.
Oh really?
The windshield leaked, but only at a certain angle.
I just don't want to fix it anymore. I just want a car that works.
Time to get a new car.
I should be able to leave my toys in the car and not worry about them getting ruined. Because, guys, I had to throw out 2 puzzles this week. Completely unsalvageable. The water had warped the pieces so much they didn't even fit.
Your next thing
into
now,
the puzzle anymore.
you get one of those bins. And then you put a garbage bag over it. Every time, no matter what. And then it can't flood from the bottom or the top, and you put all of your games in there, and then at least the games will be safe. I can't put the car in a bin.
That's the pro strat. That's the pro strat. It's okay. Don't panic, enthuse. We still have some puzzles that were salvageable. And honestly, the puzzles double as animal figurine, which is great. Less stuff for me to carry because it serves double purpose.
So,
which we love. We love traveling light.
Super funny thing. At my college, they really, really worked into your brain not to fuck with the sprinklers. Because if you fuck with the sprinklers in any way, you like the whole, I think it's the whole floor floods or something like that. Like they all go off, basically, right? And then the amount of water that they put out will seep between the floors and get everyone underneath you wet as well. So it's like really, really bad. Like they really push this as really bad. Don't fuck with the sprinklers. And I mean, like, you shouldn't fuck with the sprinklers. So, but my friend, he was so concerned that somebody else was going to end up fucking with the sprinklers and flood his room because of it. He prepared. He had at every electronic that he owned garbage bags. Just empty a black garbage bag for every electronic that he owned sitting next to it. And before he would leave the house the dorm every day, he would put his computer tower and his like consoles and his TV in the plastic bags. So that if somebody set off the sprinkler, his things would be safe. Because they'd be in the bags. And they wouldn't get wet.
That is a strategy.
And he kept them near it so that should the sprinklers start going off suddenly in his home, he would do that. Why do you have to confess, Cleo?
Why must we confess?
Ugh. Yeah, it rained too much today. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow. That's my understanding.
It rained so much.
It rained today. It rained yesterday.
We had
it rained Saturday, Sunday. Terrible.
And it was not fun.
Hello, Whistling Witch. Welcome.
Hello.
I couldn't read.
Always happy to see a new face.
Cleo, how could you?
Ah, Cleo.
You know, it happens, Whistling Witch.
Any college tips?
Okay.
I'm
trying to think.
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
If your buses are free,
mixers, go to the RA events.
If you have some sort of free public transport relating to your campus, i.e. buses, usually is the big one. Sometimes it's just better to take time to physically get on the bus and ride it in the loop and see where the fuck it goes. Because I will say, the internet and nothing else is ever 100% accurate, okay? So riding on a bus route is honestly the best way to do it. Yeah, just walk around your campus. Like walk around the buildings, walk around the campus. You'll find a lot more stuff that way.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
It 100% is easy to leave. Join the social medias that the college is a part of, right? There's student-run ones. There's official one. You know, like get on those because you learn about the free food events that way. That's the big ticket.
Yes. That's always good.
Double. Okay.
go to the club fair, see what's happening.
We're gonna fully double art fight night it then.
I
save this.
The key is to get involved and make friends. It makes the next 4 years very enjoyable. Trust me.
Trying to think of other.
So far, I've been to 3 weddings for my 3 roommates. So make friends when you go.
If you have like dorm events, right? The RAs will like put on like things.
Yes, those
the
are
dorms,
the RA events.
Do them.
They're good.
Any ones you find interesting,
Sometimes
do
you
them.
Cookies. Sometimes you get to go home with art. Sometimes
or
it's
you carve pumpkins
night.
or you know, tie-dye. Sometimes you can pay a little more money and go on a trip to see the Blue Man Group in Boston and eat cannolis and all this sort of stuff.
Or you might pay $20 to go tubing.
Yeah. 100% agree, Enthuse. And there's a ton of social outlets that don't involve alcohol.
Broadway shows. That's another one too.
Yep. Or maybe you go to an off-Broadway show of The Lion King and cry because nostalgia.
Any good conversation starters. Asking about majors, asking about classes. You know, if you're at a specific event, like say you're at a music event, you might just ask what kind of music they're into.
I would also say participate in the orientation stuff. Don't just leave, because it's like that's where you meet a lot of people first. Do that.
The orientation stuff is also pretty fun.
Yeah. But the other stuff is clubs. I would say the best social advice I ever taught myself was you look at a person, and if you notice that they have merch on them for something that you are at least marginally knowledgeable about, like even if you just know its existence, but it's kind of related, you say, hey, I like, that's how you open it.
Enthuse brings up another good one. You don't have to be friends with this person, but buddy up with at least one person in each class. Makes group projects so much easier. Makes it easier if you're ever sick and you need the homework or someone to explain to the teacher where you are. And it's it's nice. Sometimes you could get
office hours
out of it
if you need to. They are there for you to go to. The professors have office hours for you to do. And if you're
sometimes
really
they're literally
struggling,
just chilling in there waiting
that's
for people
all they're
to show
doing.
up.
That's 90% of the time what they're doing. And if you are in a class where you do really need office hours, but for whatever reason, the office hours are just not something you can make, right? Like the times that the professor has are always conflicting with another class you have, tell them. The worst they can say is, I'm sorry, that's how it is. But I'm gonna tell you, 90% of the time, the professor's gonna be like, oh, like, well, I'm free this particular blah, 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 and you can meet with them then, right? Like, don't, I have never had a professor that didn't want to help you. And the only reason people failed was because they
at your university
didn't like it.
Really?
I will say it does really depend on your university. It really does.
It can.
I will say
I went to nerd college. We had a LARPing club. We had an anime club. We had a comic club. We had a whole theater program. The arts were very celebrated.
See, that's the other thing. Anime club is very variable. But the thing is, you have to go.
What my anime club is that they would show you one episode of something, maybe 3 episodes of something, just to give you a taste, and then not return to that series. They'd move on to something else.
Okay.
So it was like, some days it was good, other days it was bad. You never knew what you were going to get.
Let's see if I can find the good Averets again, because... Oh, they're here somewhere. You. Okay, it's more up. Because your hair just, it's not flowing right, sir. I need your hair to work for me. Yeah, exactly, Astruck. The anime one is very... Because it really depends on who anime. Whistling Witch. This is the main antagonist that has only kind of been a little teased in the comic so far, but is now being fully introduced in the upcoming one.
Character. He's not just dream version.
Yeah.
Or nightmare
his name
version,
is Avrit, and he is a big meanie, and we hate him.
Yeah. He's not nice.
He's the biggest
he
dick in
bullies
the
our
worst
poor
way.
Hoaxin.
It's okay, Astruck.
We don't like that.
I dispelled the allegations because they were wrong. He does not look like Bronco at all. And I will die on that hill. He can look like a lot of things.
Like
if I'm being honest, the one comparison I will accept...
Let's be honest, Vash but Eviler is just knives.
Yeah, literally. We already have Vash but Evil.
We do have Vash but Evil.
Like, literally, that's how the twins work. You can fix him. Someone will fix him.
Someone will fix him eventually.
He'll get beat down really hard. We're gonna make him suffer. And then, you know, he can be an okay person after that. He can have redemption, in a way. In a sense. Oh. Is that why your hair's not working?
Oh my god, the level of multitasking that has to happen tonight. I'm going to die.
I'm so sorry for you. No, the only comparison I accept is he does look sometimes a little like Phoenix if I do it wrong. Oh, I'm glad. His hair swoop has been... Not this specific swoop, but his hair in general has been a bit of a struggle for me, as I don't draw a lot of hair like his, except when I draw Phoenix Wright, which of course is a problem, because then I just make him Phoenix Wright, and I need him to not just be Phoenix Wright. But I finally, after actually sketching him 16th times the charm for the comic, I finally feel like I've nailed the hair. How much? Is it 3 weeks to art fight? Yes, it is 3 weeks to art fight. Sadly, this is very disappointing. So we found out that art fight will reveal on the 22nd. And it's a week later than last year, which is very disappointing. Because I'm not gonna be here.
No!
Yeah. Very sad. Enough redemption, John, but not all of it, you know?
You know, we gotta stagger the redemption. We can't have too much at once. You know, we're gonna make some progress. Then we're gonna slide backwards.
So, yeah, I should add. I always forget to add my link. Here's my link.
You gotta stay on top
Mars,
of that.
pin it for me.
I got
this
you.
will be for
you.
Avrit's thing, yeah, to update it.
Stop moving!
Yes, Mars doesn't do art fight. She is on art fight with Lore of Mars.
I'm not an
there
artist.
You go.
I am a writer by trade.
Yeah, but she is there to view it. That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I thought. I turned my volume up too much. I forgore. I was like, I'm
on a scale
sure.
From red to dead. Ooh, probably red, because we don't want to unalive Avrit. No.
Yes. You can make whatever OCs you want, and you can ship them with whatever characters you want. That is the fan content.
I feel like the Caller universe is designed to have OCs. Gotta be honest.
It's definitely designed to have OCs. And if you want to ship them with Avrit, I mean, he's hot. I ain't gonna stop you.
He is hot.
I
He's got
technically
step on me energy.
don't ship Everett with anybody because he's a
or
bitch.
Step on you
and he
energy.
doesn't deserve anyone. He needs to really have a rough time. We do have a lot of him in a relationship in Hotsun in AUs. Band AU, he's in a relationship with Hotsun. It's just a very, very, very toxic one that that is not the end game. The whole point is him not being in their relationship anymore. My brain just shut off. I was trying to get a picture of your eyes. I need your eyes. Such good eyes. Hello.
We gotta get him his beautiful, beautiful
He has to be hot because he has to compete with Milano. They have to be equally as hot.
He's also a swordsman. I have yet to meet a swordsman that isn't hot. At least by comic.
Yes, you remember this tea? Oh yeah, the Band AU, he's even a bigger jerk, I think, overall.
I can't wait to get back to writing Band AU. I miss it.
We have to write Band AU, we have to finish Ace Attorney AU. They're both not gone, right? They're not gone nor forgotten.
No, they're not gone by any means.
There's just only so much time.
So much to do, so little time.
Literally, though.
Hey, I think that's the first time I've seen Milano's name spelled right in chat.
Woo! Milano!
Ooh. Hear you out? I mean, I'll hear anybody in chat out.
There's not a single there's only one Outcast character that you might have to say "hear me out" on, for me personally.
Nah, Olus is someone's fave.
Yeah, someone's fave. I'm saying for me. Olus is the only character that I'm like, I would not smash. Every other Outcast character so far. Okay, Guard 2.
I'm gonna give
Guard
Olus
2 is a pass as well.
the description that I gave to Grossberg. He's got teddy bear vibe, but it's more grizzly bear vibes. Even though he's a walrus.
Guard 2 is also a pass for me. Guard 1, though, fucks shit up. I'm very upset that Guard 1 fucks shit up. But he ate and left no crumbs.
Ooh, John asks, how does Ace Attorney AU work? So basically, John, what we did is that the Outcast characters are in the world of Ace Attorney. And they do take the place of the canon characters.
Analogous.
Like we have Milano in the Phoenix role.
Yeah, analogous places,
in the Maya role. There's definitely, I feel like, implication that these characters got to their position through their own story. Like Ferrex didn't end up with Milano the same way Maya ended up with Phoenix.
It's analogous.
So there's
not
definitely some AU at work there. But we wanted Milano as the main character, so guess who has to be the prosecutor? Hi, Hotsun.
Yeah, it was basically, obviously, Hotsun is Edgeworth and Milano is Phoenix, and that's basically where we started. But they're obviously their own personalities and stuff.
They are humanized.
Yes.
And we spent a long time trying to figure out how to get Ferrex his ears when he's a human. Because he looks so weird without his ears. Or something on his head to resemble ears.
Yeah, he needs a shape
Ori
there.
basically decided that he either needs a cat headband, cat headphones, or some kind of bun happening up there.
Thankfully, the Fays have odd
hairstyles,
like, so...
Weird.
But yeah, they're basically in the same world. They're not interacting with... Like Phoenix doesn't exist in the Ace Attorney AU, right? But, like, Milano is in the relative position of Phoenix. He has his law office, but yeah, exactly how we got to that point would vary, but present day is roughly present day in the Ace Attorney trilogy. But I will say, like, as a group, the overlap fits pretty well with the Ace Attorney AU compared to, like, other AUs we've put them in.
I love how well they kind of just, like, fit right in.
Yeah.
And one of the backstories we have for a particular character worked really well for the mystery we ended up creating for the Morose Turnabout, which is what we call our AU. But John, if you really want to read it, it is on Webtoon.
Yes, the first part, the very first part is on Webtoon. It's in the normal Outcast one. It's just one of the, I think at the end of the hiatus episodes. You can see it's one.
John, I will say that all of our main character boyos are in prominent roles. I feel like Judge is going to be Olus.
Judge probably would be Olus.
He's the only Judge adjacent character we have.
I don't know how much of the in-court section there necessarily will be that would involve the Judge, though, even, you know?
Honestly,
That's why
now that we've played it, I'm kind of leaning toward it taking an investigations type route.
Yeah, I feel like that's more the vibe.
I feel like in terms of a comic, that's going to be more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, John, it's in the regular Outcast Webtoon.
When we created the AAAU, we hadn't played investigations
Sorry,
yet.
Allie.
So we didn't know this was an
Welcome.
option. Now we know it's an option. We can use this.
Yeah, I think it's going to end
Allie.
up being sort of in the middle enthused because it is a comic over like a game. So we don't have to worry about the gameplay, and it's more just like the vibes of the whole thing. I think
I think we're having a pretty good stream, Allie.
I think the biggest change is the fact
Look at
that
this asshole we're drawing.
Aster, who is basically in the role of Gumshoe, is actually a private investigator and not an actual detective because he needs to be on the defense side. I think that's the biggest, like, change we've made, that he is a detective, but not a police detective. He's a private investigator. Okay. You look a little off. Let's fix that. That's why. Focus on Hollow Knight? It's okay, Allie.
Ooh, always a good one.
He didn't connect shit.
And Ferrix is the one saying you didn't connect shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Ferrix does idolize Milano,
It's funny.
but
Ferrix would be a
he's got to
like,
call him out when he's wrong.
more K-like in actual role.
Ferrix is way more K.
We hadn't met Kay, but I feel like being a Fae is more lore important to Ace Attorney, so I'm like okay that he's like a Fae.
A Fae and a Faraday.
I'm also very happy with the outfit that I gave Ferrix in the AU. I don't feel like it would be as easy to translate Kay's outfit for him to make him
I cannot
K
imagine
enough.
Ferrix with the high scarf. That would throw me, I gotta admit. Because it's just, we see him with the scoop neck shirt all the time.
Yeah.
So to put him in something
Okay.
that's the complete opposite of that would
Everett,
be wild.
why are you not right? You're not right, and I don't know why you're not right.
He's not right?
He's not right. It's like, it's not there. It's not it, Chief.
Are the eyes too high up?
Maybe.
Maya Faye, but make her an actual Faye? I could work with that, AU. I'm here for that. She's chaotic enough. She's made plenty of stuff disappear. I'm sure the Big Berry Circus is still wondering where all those posters went. And maybe a lower, not brow,
Okay.
hairline. That's it.
I think it's a combination of a few things, and we're gonna fix him. We'll fix him.
Is he left
there
if
we
he's
go.
not right? Good
We're figuring
question.
it out.
I will say in the band AU, he's not straight. He's dating hosts. Although he's not exactly boyfriend material.
No.
He's judging you, Estrock.
That's all he
He's
does
judging
is
everybody.
judge. Yeah.
Oh, very much so. He's a judgmental boy.
Okay, we need to try this face again. It's just not it.
Too many to count, Allie. Too many to count. I am curious. I haven't checked the polls, so I don't know which one is winning for Friday, what we're gonna do.
Oh, it's already been chosen, Mars. You don't pay attention.
Yes! I haven't, clearly.
It's only 24 hours to vote. We're doing Fae full redesigns.
Full redesigns. Well, doesn't it make sense we're talking about Fae right now?
It does.
That really
I'm very
worked
excited.
out. Ooh,
I
I'm
did
excited.
some Japanese traditional clothing research to prepare myself.
Ori doesn't draw a ton of Japanese clothing.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Mars is slacking. Enthuse.
Slack. How dare. He's judging you on your own. Allie, I'm finally making progress in Ni no Kuni. I'm so happy. I'm actually having fun. Yes, I saw it, Struck. I am so ready for the chaos of date everything. That's just gonna be fun. My only, and this is like when I say sad, I don't actually mean sad, because it's great that there's so many voice actors involved in this project, and they're all so distinct, and they really brought their A game for this material. It's gonna make it so hard to play on stream because it's just gonna be reactions.
Yeah,
we won't be able to voice act. We can't
problem.
play it and do the voice acting. It's just, it's not right. It's not right.
That's really the biggest issue.
But I feel like our reactions would be enough to carry it. I mean, we might date a toilet and a laundry basket.
It's one of those
I feel
things.
like that'll be enough.
I'm very excited to look at the like the art designs.
What do you mean future bosses?
That's what I really
How
want.
hard could they be?
Well, Mars put it on easy mode.
I did, because I got tired of dying to the stupid clubbers.
Oh, I feel it. It would have been on easy mode the whole time for me.
I hated them. They run too damn fast, and I ran at the speed of molasses. I didn't like it.
Okay.
And it also operates on Pokemon logic. If the enemy is speedier than you, you cannot run away.
You see.
We probably would, John. I feel like we do the dialogue boxes, but like we can't do those iconic characters.
Yeah, and also like there's two of us,
especially since
so that
now
makes
I
it
figured
difficult
who
though.
Matt's, Middleman is playing.
Oh, who?
What was the video I saw? Literally, I was watching someone play Date Everything, and they got to a character. Maybe it was the shower or the toilet. No, I think it was the toilet. And the toilet starts beatboxing. And I'm like, that's got Matt Middleman written all over it. Because he beatboxed as Ito. And that's like his go-to. Well, Allie, I will say that makes me feel better. At least I'm still being a gamer.
Is there a less than easy mode?
No, there's easy and normal. You got easy and normal. Those are your choices. I will say, easy does give you more XP and more money after battle, I've noticed. So that's been nice. Yes, the prep, Allie. You gotta do the prep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was that game I saw? Their demo was released today, too. Mio, Memories in Orbit. The demo is available for that. So I think that's Metroidvania. And I know we got some people in chat who like those Metroidvania.
Here we go. Here we go.
That one's free for demo.
Now he's happening.
I know, right, Allie? Ito, my beloved.
And now he's finally coming together.
Oh, hello, hello.
Hello, Federico.
And
Okay.
We shall see how long it takes me to beat Ni no Kuni, because after that I got Ni no Kuni 2. I'm basically on a mission to beat all my Switch games. And then we'll see where we go from there.
There he is.
Oh, there's the boy.
I think I finally got him now. Yeah, all right.
There
Took you a while,
is.
Everett, but now you're here.
He loves to fight you.
He does. He
really
needs a
does.
lot of I will say he needs a lot of warm up. That's all it is. He needs a lot of warm up because, like I said, when I got to number 16, it's like, oh, we're cooking now. You know, it's like, oh, now I understand how you work. But then I didn't draw him for like 4 days, and now he was being a dick again. And that's just how it be. It's okay. It'll take him time. Eventually, I'll be as good as him as I am with Milano. Probably not. I draw Milano way more, no matter what. I love my boy. He's a kingdom builder. I don't know what that is. Ni no Kuni is a kingdom builder, Mars, so it's very different playstyle.
Oh, okay. Not what I expected. The only reason I ended up with the Ni no Kuni games is one day the East store was having like a massive sale, and I knew that one was a classic. So I literally got both games for like $4. $8 in total. I was like, I don't have a problem with this. This is great.
And there you go. And that's all she wrote.
Empire and Penguin? Did they show up? I didn't see them in here. I don't know. Federico's saying hi to Empire.
Empire is
wherever
Cleo.
he is. I keep forgetting that.
Right?
Shit.
I'm pretty sure that's it, right? Jay and Empire is
Yeah.
Cleo now, I'm pretty sure.
No, you're right. You're right.
Penguin
then-
we haven't seen yet.
I don't think we've seen Penguin.
We have
So
not.
yes, Federico, wherever he is. But a kingdom builder. Okay, that's different. We'll see how that goes. That's really wild to go from a turn-based action RPG to kingdom builder.
Okay.
I wonder what the decision behind
Now
that
the question
was like.
is, Mars,
Yes.
what expressions?
Okay, well, you gotta put off the crazed psycho one in there, because that one's just perfect.
I might just copy paste that one then. There's no need.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. Copy paste it. Save yourself the trouble.
Which one are you, sir? Where are you?
But as for the other two, Okay, I know what I want. I want one where he's on the verge of tears. He's trying to
Love
remain
the
stoic,
tears.
but he's trying to hold it in.
Back sass Everett. Oh, see,
Daxus indeed.
tears
He's
is
just
definitely
looking
not
over
one
his
of the
shoulder
ones
at
I'm
that
thinking
book.
of.
Well, not like full
No,
on
I know,
tears.
I
I'm
know, I
talking
know.
like I'm holding myself together because I'm in my job interview right now. I can't cry.
Yeah, I know, pastry puff. It's just.
Pastry Puff, this is for future purposes, okay? I'm trying to make Ori's job easier in the future for her.
I know, but I think I might have to veto that one, Mars.
Really?
I feel like for reference, I need much more Everett being a bitch.
Okay, all right. Well, we got psychotic annoyed Everett. We got the psychotic glance over his shoulder. Ooh, the stink eye, the side eye over his shoulder.
That's what I'm very much thinking, like a twitch, like a
Okay.
like a twitch, you know, sort of thing. That's what I'm really feeling.
Profile ignoring you, Everett? Ooh, not bad, not bad.
We have the profile here. He's not ignoring you, but I feel like I really want that, like,
the devastating expression. It got vetoed.
the twitch.
Nah,
I know.
I understand Ori's reasons for doing it. It's okay.
It's
I
more
know
like
I'll get my suppressed
I
Everett
want
later on.
the reference to feel more like what I want the character to feel like. And well, the other ones I'm fine with because, like, that still felt like their personality, right? I feel like anything with tears at all in any way, it doesn't feel like Everett. That's the circumvention, right? But, like, Angry Sinnet still feels like Sinnet, right? You know, Milano
that makes
about
me
to cry.
all the happier because when he does get that moment in the comic, it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like, oh.
No,
who is this
and that's
character?
why I, like, don't wanna.
All
it
right,
doesn't
fair enough,
feel
fair enough.
right
We're
for, like,
saving the juicy bits.
we're
I get
referencing the character. Hey, I drew him, you know, with sketches before that I wasn't allowed to show anybody but you because they were too spoilers with disheveled man. So, you know.
This is true. We love our disheveled boy.
We know I can.
Disheveled.
We know I could do it.
Yeesh. Talking is apparently not a
This is
thing
not-
happening easily tonight.
Yeah, neither is the
He's
arting.
not in the
Hold on.
articulation department. I try to be a true writer, Pastry Puff. I really do.
Oh, she certainly torments the boys all the way. And Everett will get his, without question. But I just feel like for this spread, it's just not what I'm feeling from him. And that's why I had to veto.
It's all right. Okay, Ori, I just breathed a massive sigh of relief, bit of a tangent right now.
Mm-hmm.
So my friend, as mentioned much earlier in tonight's stream, is getting married soon, and it's set for August. And, you know, of course, being the good friend I am, I immediately RSVP'd, got the dress, got the everything. I'm ready. I'm set to go. We're ready, Freddy. And then I had a moment, oh crap. Is the date the same date we're going to Anime NYC?
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, thank God.
It's not. Thank God.
Oh, thank God.
But that's going to be a busy fucking weekend.
It's the same weekend?
What I'm here for. It's the same weekend.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm glad we did it on a Friday.
Me too.
That was more just like
Me too.
I feel like that's
really,
going to be a
really
less
well.
busy day. And yeah, it would in more ways
Saturdays
than
are
one.
over, and Sunday I go back into it, and then I have Mondays off over the summer, so yup.
That's nice, at least.
Thanks, Sally. And it's gonna be a very nice reception. They picked out a good location.
Nice.
Very beautiful. Very, very picturesque.
Is it far?
No, it's
that's good.
like I'll tell you the location.
Yes.
I'm not trying to dox myself.
No, don't do that.
This will be my third wedding that I've gone to in the last 5 years.
Yeah, and then she's got another one within 6 months of that one, I think.
Next year.
More months than that. 8 months.
Couple months.
I think it's 8.
Just about, I think.
August
Yeah.
to, I think that's 8 months. Math.
Yeah.
8 or 9, something like that. I think Dylan's mother is more obsessed than we are. On the date this
you
year,
guys
she
pretty
was
much
like,
already have the married life without the title
yeah, exactly.
or the paperwork.
Exactly.
Okay, I see it from the artist perspective, Allie. I was thinking hey, if Ori has this reference, maybe it'll be easier to draw this in the future.
Yeah, I mean, well, yes, of course. It definitely is like at least with the other characters, I'm like, I can see them doing, like, this isn't them suppressing their personality, if that makes sense, or like circumventing their personality. It's very much like, it's just another facet of them. But with Avrit, it's like he actively is never this person that you were describing, right? Being like emotional at all in any, like, I feel like even to the point where he has to hold it back visibly is like he's broken, you know, like it's too far at that point then.
Who said there was no water on Mars, Enthuse?
I thought the ice caps.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I hate when I have, like, an idea in my head and it's just not happening as much as I want it to.
I feel that pain with writing sometimes. Because it can be so friggin' annoying when it's like, I can see it. I can see it in my mind. But as soon as I start to describe it, it falls apart. And it's so sad.
I feel like it's also just from the idea of I really haven't drawn Avrit that much. By the time I did these references for the other characters, I had drawn all of them a fair amount. But with Avrit, I still haven't drawn him that much. So it's like really difficult. Yeah, this is not it. But we have to
Very
fail.
shocking indeed, Allie.
We have to
I
fail
thought
to
this
get
whole
there.
time they lived on Saturn.
Uh-oh.
Okay, this is a good expression for Avrit.
We're definitely getting there. This is not quite it yet, but I think you can get what I'm going for.
But I do like it's the annoyance twitch. It's that eyeball twitch.
Yeah, exactly. The one
it's
twitch.
I'm surrounded by idiots twitch.
I think we have to.
It's a pretty far distance, Enthuse. And yet Estrock's Wi-Fi signal is great.
The ping is so short.
Well, we don't know if it rains on Mars, but I can confirm that when it rains on Mars, Mars does not like it. Mars is very sick of the rain, in fact. Although I do hear tomorrow's going to be 90 degrees and sunny, and I'm not quite sure I'm ready for that either.
It really depends on the humidity.
Can I just get 70-degree weather? Please.
Sunny and 68 with a breeze. This is my request.
Yeah, it says it's... Oh, no, wait. This is the wrong location. That's my friend's location.
Oh, okay. Fingers crossed that it's not as bad.
80 degrees at the high. 85 degrees on Thursday.
Woof.
78 on Friday. And then rain the entire goddamn weekend.
Yeah, again.
Because of course!
We're having too much rain.
Of course!
Last year we had no rain. Now we're having too much
Climate
rain.
whiplash indeed. Because all the rain got replaced by snow, Ori. We were getting some late snow last year.
We were. Okay.
That would be a cute day, Estruck. That would be a cute day.
I'm so happy with my weird girl, right? And he came out really good. I'm at a point where I can draw Phoenix as easily as I can draw Hotsun and Milano, which is not something I would ever have thought would have happened in my life, but here we are.
Nah, he looks friggin' good.
Everett, you look very old here, and I think it's just because the sketch lines are making it look like you have a beard, which is not accurate. Okay, the hair made him younger. We've aged him back down.
It's a weird girl done right indeed. Oh, that was an angle joke. I am not ashamed to say that I was too tired to not get it. I apologize.
I want a very specific look, and I'm failing. Everett, please work with me. I know I call you a bitch, but you should take it in stride, because you act like a bitch.
Is there a wrong way to do a weird girl? Lotta.
She's not a weird girl, but she's bad. Yeah.
They tried to make her a weird girl. She was that assistant very briefly.
What? She was an assistant? When?
She was tagging along with you in the Fae Manor.
Oh, I guess kinda.
I'm gonna count it. She's not a weird girl.
I would never have counted her.
Merely tried to get.
But if you made a weird girl like Lotta, that would be the wrong way.
Estrock, she's not even country. She's just terrible. I know you called me bitch, but you should be appreciative of my honesty. Why does that sound like something Eustace would say?
No, that's very much Lotta.
How many weird girls are there in Ace Attorney?
I
think we did an official tally.
So far, the ones that I count, and this is specifically the ones that I personally count, and I think this is on the low end of the list. Maya, Pearl, Kay, 100% official ones. Emma, can't forget Emma. 100% official.
Do they ruin Lotta?
You like Lotta, Allie? We didn't like Lotta from moment one.
I'm sorry to say, Lolly? Nope, that's not what I wanted to say. Lotta's been ruined.
So those are the only 4 that I would say are 100% yes. They definitely fit Weird Girl. Oh, and Eddie, and Young Eddie. I'm sorry, Young Eddie. So we have Young Eddie, Pearl, Maya, Emma, Kay. 100%, no doubt, no question. I don't think anybody can argue with that. Ones that are debatable, Maggie Bird. I think that's a big debatable one.
I think Maggie Bird, yeah.
For the one case. And then there has been arguments in our chat.
To be an ass? I mean, more power to you.
Grossberg.
I won't judge anybody.
Okay, I don't think she's written poorly. We just dislike her, the
just
character.
Don't like her personality.
Like, if I met a Lotta in real life, I'm very, like, there's definitely people like her in real life. I would run away. I would never interact with her. See, Young Franz, I don't count as a weird girl at all. No. She's not really in the one case, I don't really recall her helping Miles a ton. Like, I feel like she helped Miles as much as Gumshoe did, which is very little, unfortunately. We're getting the most Gumshoe help, in this case that we're on now.
Actually, I will not lie to you. I also like doing the country accent. It's one of my better accents, so whenever I get a chance to do it, I'm like, okay.
But I think I'm on the pretty low list, and that's what I would count as weird girls.
Earlier, did I miss it, S-Struck? In both court cases, Lotta kind of helped.
Yeah, my
does help in the end.
In both cases, Lotta helps. I don't think that Lotta. Okay. While Lotta does help in 1-4, she made it really bad first. And we literally had to force her to be a decent human being. Pain and suffering. In 2-2, right? Yeah, that's...
I believe it's 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah, that's the one at the manor.
Mm-hmm. In 2-2, well, again... I don't think she actually helps, actually. Okay, fine. She tells us about the hottie clinic, but only after we, like, do shit for her again, right?
Hmm. And then didn't she make us pay for her camera?
Yeah. So that's the other thing. So Estruck, you can argue that in both cases, she is manipulated by the prosecutor. And even if I grant you that, she is then still a bitch beyond that. Constantly claiming that Phoenix stole her camera, which he never didn't even maybe do. He didn't even take it as part of evidence. He was never even a part of that. And then she blatantly steals from him thousands of dollars to do the case, right? Similarly, after she's on your side, she's never really your friend. She is constantly making you do shit for her afterwards.
It's always friend with a caveat.
It's always
right?
transactional.
Like she makes you do stuff. Transactional, thank you. That's the word.
It's always transactional with Lotta. So we have in 1-4, she does her whole thing, and then now she's out of the Von Karma vibe because she's out of court. She's not the witness anymore. We've already done that whole thing, and she's still like, find proof of Gordy for me. And then I'll tell you the shit that I have, or whatever the fuck the trade was.
Even though a man's life is on the line.
While finding Gordy, quote unquote, helped us, she didn't know that. It wasn't like she had some elaborate ruse for us to find the answer. No. She had no fucking clue. She was just making us do her work for her, right? And then we meet her again. So after we're supposedly friends now, right? This is the other thing. We're supposedly friends now. We see her again at the Fae Manor. And then she is not our friend at all. She is still manipulated, supposedly. I don't think she doesn't even interact with Von Karma at that point in that one. So you can't even grant that Franziska was really doing a big thing. And then, she runs away. She then doesn't give you the photos that she took. She has no desire to help you, yet she still acts like she's your friend. Oh, please forgive me. You don't deserve my forgiveness. You have done nothing to prove that you have become a better person.
And the whole forgiveness thing doesn't even have any bearing on the plot.
Agreed, Pastry Puff. Tabby is way better. Tabby can be considered annoying, but I don't recall Tabby ever doing, like, an inherently bad faith thing. And I think the only time that she did was people can lie when they're worried about being convicted. I get that. But my problem is, if Lotta only did the one thing in 1-4 where she hid the evidence or whatever, and blah, 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 but then she came clean, and then she was your friend? Are you saying a ship, Estrock? It's an Investigations 2 character, Allie. You'll meet her one day.
Yes.
She's like her apprentice,
She's
isn't
alright.
she?
She's not bad.
I don't ship it. Allie's okay with minor spoilers like that, Estrock. It's more we don't want to do story spoilers. So
it's plot
Tabby's
spoilers
existence is not a
of.
story spoiler. But yeah, so it's like that's why we hate Lotta. She is a serial liar that pretends to be our friend, but literally never actually is. I would posit to say Larry acts more like a friend more often than Lotta does. Larry's just more incompetent about it, right? Larry's a creep and incompetent, but he still has aided us, and to my current understanding, genuinely has good intentions with aiding us. He gave the money back, while he's a hothead and whatever, he did help us with 1-4, and he wanted to, right? He wanted to do that. Oh, I could definitely see them camping together, 100%, 100%.
Oh, yes. Especially if they just happen upon each other.
Well, I think it's the Lotta sounds like the mentor, when they talk about it, right? Because remember, Edgeworth's Chief 2 or whatever. So, like, who's Chief 1? But, right, like, Larry doesn't actively, like, Larry gives bumbling buffoon, and I feel that Lotta gives opportunistic leech. You know the difference? Right? Lotta gives, I'm only gonna help when I can see it benefiting me, and I'll pretend to be your friend, but then I'll literally accuse you immediately of stealing my camera, and I'll literally accuse you immediately of doing all this stuff, and then I will steal your money. I can say that, Enthuse. I'd be amenable to that. But then Larry, in all his buffoonery and creepdom, I can't think of a time when he's actively not wanted friendship out of it. We just don't like him as a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, Larry gets upset with Edgeworth and upset with Phoenix and whatever, that they, like, talk down to him, because he's an idiot. He is. He's dumb. He's stupid. He has one thing on the brain at any given time. And he definitely does some really stupid shit. But it feels more genuine stupidity and not personal gain. And when it is maybe personal gain, it's solely in relation to women. And he has yet, to my recollection, and correct me if I'm wrong, push someone under the bus that was Phoenix or Edgeworth, who are considered his friends, for the girl. I don't think he has. I think he's done stupid shit for the girl. I think he's done other things for the girl, but I don't remember him actually doing anything to them. Let's look at the spoilers. My brain is doing too many things.
Oh no. You poor
What are you doing? See, exactly, Pastry Puffed. Exactly. 100%. 100%. If Phoenix and Edgeworth switch places in Sir, what do you think Weird Girl Edgeworth would look like? It's just Bratworth, man. It's just, I feel like there's not a phase in between. I also just, I don't know. Von Karma does not feel like the guy to have you be like he wouldn't call him an intern, but like a protege, like, Mia and Phoenix are. He definitely feels more like all right, I'm gonna teach you in the classroom and then go do it on your own and don't fucking disappoint me. You know, like, don't... Like, it feels like...
It does give that
It feels
vibe.
like, oh, come sit in the courtroom, but you're there to watch. You're not in the bench with me. You're not deserving. You're not worthy yet. Right? Like you're not worthy to sit at my side. You need to watch me, but, like, you're not shadowing me, right? And then so, like, in investigations and stuff, right, we have that one, and it's like, it just kind of leaves him to his own devices. You know? Roll swap AU is wild to me.
Kind of leaves them.
And it's solely because Phoenix as a person has such, like, a personality that I feel like would be difficult to sort of corrupt, like, Edgeworth, in the sense of, like, we don't know Phoenix's, like, parent situation or anything. So it is very, like, he just seems like a very determined person. So I find it just personally, in my own head, very difficult to imagine him losing that, you know? Like, how would our poor man get beaten down? Like, honestly, I feel older Phoenix is more likely to be corrupted than young Phoenix.
There's
young
more
Phoenix feels
for
more
him to get corrupted.
Yeah.
To get, like, beaten by
young
the system.
Phoenix
It's
feels like
on nearly a couple of occasions.
Young Phoenix feels like naive, stubborn, optimistic determination. Where as he ages is when it's like, oh no, I'm seeing the horrors of the system, right? And now
I've become too aware.
Yeah, now I'm becoming depressed and thus corrupted. I would say a thing, but I don't want to spoil as Allie hasn't played it yet. There's a character.
You dare spoil.
There's a character in a game that we've played, in a turnabout that we've played that Allie hasn't, that I feel like fits a similar vibe.
Ooh,
So,
I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, you definitely know who it is.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like pushing off into a deep end. Welcome back, Cleo.
Welcome back.
Home to Mentor and Demir. It like the roll swap AUs are so wild because we get so much like middle ground backstory of the boys, right? Like the addition of the existence of Feeny and Bratworth is like a wild thing to put into like a roll swap AU. Like, how do you go back?
It's just a nice treat.
Well, it's like how far back do you go to the inciting incident that causes the roll swap, right? Like, where does it begin? What, you know, because to me, the inciting incident is obviously the DL6 incident, right? Everything happened the way it did because of that. So how do you roll swap that to go the other way, right? Is it Gregory is just Phoenix's dad now? Is it Phoenix has some sort of traumatic event, right? Like, how do we, I'm just like curious, right? Like this is more a mental sort of, exercise, right? If you were to write a roll swap AU for Phoenix and Edgeworth, it's like, where do you start? Yeah, that's what I was saying, Pastry Puff. It's just a very interesting, like, obviously, you could very much drop the characters in present day and just have it start with rookie Edgeworth, defense attorney Edgeworth, fighting demon prosecutor Phoenix, and you don't need to have a lot of backstory, right? Like, it's not necessary. But in, like, the headspace, if we're, like, just talking about it, I'm curious. I messed up your hair, Everett, because I flipped the canvas. But we'll fix it now.
Poor Everett.
He's so difficult. It's his own fault.
Shakespeare and Jester theme. Pastry Puff, if you do
That's pretty
find
wild,
that
Pastry Puff.
again, pretty please,
Yeah.
kindly send.
Art-wise, a hundo.
Art-wise, writing-wise, whatever you manage to find. That just sounds fun.
Nick having 0 parents could be part of the trauma. But the problem is he already has 0 parents, right? Like, we don't talk about his parents. We don't talk about his anything.
We never talk about Phoenix's parents.
So what that just signals to me as, like, a backstory person is that didn't shape him. Right? Like, that wasn't
it
formative.
Definitely didn't shape him enough to mention in the main story. Now, Miles defending him all the way back in grade school... That was significant enough.
So, see, now we have to go back to there.
Parents. That tells me a lot.
So, like, now that's an interesting sort of, okay, so we go back even further to that incident now, right? Where we have this moment, okay, Edgeworth is the one accused, Phoenix stands up. Now where do we go, right? Now we say, okay, role swap. Edgeworth's, DL6 incident still happens to Edgeworth, but now we put Eddie in the mix. Eddie gets to take care of young Edgeworth, still becomes defense attorney. But then something that happens to Phoenix that has to cause him to be a prosecutor, right? If he defended Miles... So let's go
have
back,
to be disillusioned by the
No. Okay, we're gonna keep it the same. Miles defends Phoenix. That's fine. This now causes Phoenix, though, to go down a prosecutorial route because he doesn't want to be on the receiving end of something like that again, right?
Oh, okay.
No, I know, Estruck. It's more just like if you don't talk about someone's parents, they aren't a significant shaping. Obviously, your parents do a lot for you, but like that's not one of the pinnacle moments of someone's character if they're not mentioned in a story, right? Because if something's not mentioned, it's less important, quote unquote, right? If the DL6 incident wasn't pinnacle to Edgeworth's whole deal, it really wouldn't have come up,
His mind could block out the trauma.
Yeah, that
That's
is also
totally
true.
Possible. I could see a world where that happens.
This is the problem.
It's the best kind of brainstorming, Allie.
Oh, yeah.
It's the AU brainstorming. And
honestly,
it's
yeah.
fun.
That's why, honestly, I like making the comic, because literally, Mars and I get to do this. It's like, all right, plot point time. How do we get here? And it's like, ooh, this.
Yeah, this is why
connects
Ori
to
and
this.
I love the business meetings. It's like, it all comes together. It all comes beautiful.
Yeah, that's how we write a lot of our story, is very much, it's like, all right, we have general ideas of, what we need to have happen and in what order and where we're going. But then the in-between is like, all right, we have, say, like, I'm trying to think of an example without having, spoilers, right? So we say we wanted to have the hangouts, right? But what specifically happened in the hangouts wasn't pre-planned, It was like, all right, we want to have a hangout. We want to have something.
Ideas of what happened. Like, I knew going into the hangouts, Therex was going to be the one to lash out at Hotsen.
But what they were doing had to be decided later. And it was like, all right, so what are their roles?
They're going to be fixing the boat because of
Or,
blah,
they're going to be
blah.
chopping the wood. Or, no, it was like, all right, so now that we need to have these hangouts, we need to have them all have jobs that Hotsen is going to help them with. What jobs would they be doing based on what their roles are, right? And then we got there. Gold. Haha, nice. Esdrak, the puns always go over when it's like, I'm only reading them. I'm not, what's the word? I'm like reading the words, I'm not reading the meaning. I don't know how to, I'm not literate. Okay. Okay, here we go. I finally got it, I think. Woo!
Okay, got that.
Oh, there we
Yay.
go. Welcome home, my
S-Drop,
child.
you are on it with the smart jokes tonight. You are on it.
Okay. We got this. Beautiful. Okay. Now you feel correct. Tomorrow's what?
I cannot believe tomorrow is Wednesday.
Glad it's already Wednesday, or oh my god, it's only Wednesday?
Both.
Oh, okay.
It can definitely be a both.
I'm just happy that my tomorrow is chill.
That's nice. That's very
It's not the chillest it could be, but it's still pretty chill.
Okay, tonight's trivia is a lot of themes.
Oh shit. Will my hate fuel?
Oh boy, I'm not sure if I remember all of them.
Oh shit.
Oh, gonna rephrase? Okay. I'll wait. Penguin, you're living in the future. How is Wednesday over there? Is it treating you well?
I have to list them all. Oh my goodness.
Hot? Uh-oh. That's what our Wednesday is going to look like. You've confirmed it from the future! I feel like with my luck, I'm going to confuse one of Lotta's photos for a newspaper photo by mistake.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like that's it. Is there one more? Oh. Yes, good. I think that's it.
You got it?
I think that's it. We'll see. I did my best. Air conditioning broke. Oh no!
No!
It's Wednesday with you. Not yet. Not yet Wednesday.
Oh no!
Happy Pride Month.
It's the IRL stuff.
Look at the hot gay man.
Yes.
Here is your gay. Happy Pride Month.
And
have a gay
Happy Pride
man.
to you too.
Aww.
Happy Pride Month. Have a gay man.
Yeah, that's how you do. Aw. I didn't get them all. Horses aren't full of bees? I've been lied to.
They aren't, Angel? Are you
I've
sure?
been lied to, Angel. I can't believe it.
I feel like they're hiding
Okay.
somewhere in there.
This grading system has certainly got me puzzled. I don't know how or what I did or did not get along.
Very curious now. Let me see. Okay.
Yeah, anybody else watch Neil Illustrator's I'm Just a Man? That added baby noises for added pain?
Why'd they have to hurt us that way?
Literally, Wolfie Illustrator, like, commented and is like, the baby noises are evil.
Yeah, S-Jock,
I
they put baby
see
noises
this.
in the video because in Just a Man, he's contemplating, do I
Yeah,
Throw
well,
the infant off
no,
the
so
tower?
basically Neil's response was babies aren't going to be quiet if you're holding them and moving around. So they're not like it's it's a little like like that's the worst cry that it does. Like the a little bit. But it's mostly like giggles and like random baby talk coos and shit, and that's what makes it fucking kill you. Right in the heart.
How dare they?
He's fucking looking at this baby with so much love and pain in his eyes. Jesus Christ.
Because he's thinking of Telemachus.
Literally, she draws baby Telemachus. And then it just fades into... I don't remember the baby's name. But,
she heard us good.
This
she
baby...
heard us good.
You hate children's laughter? That's such a villain thing to say.
Then. That's all I hear all day.
I like children's laughter to a point. If half of the laughter is the scream, I don't need it. But the rest of it is fine. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? The squeal.
Oh,
that like every kid has it, and that's like fine for you, right? Oh, okay, that's a different kind of laughter that has struck. I'm also mostly talking about like an infant, like a couple-month-old, what births a fairy kind of laughter, not a.
That's like the tinkling, like ha type laughter.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the like that sort of like like it sounds very evil. I feel like we all know what I'm doing. Or how hard to hate children squealing. Yeah. 83, but very humid. Oof. The humidity is the worst part. No question.
Cleo, you just reminded me of the existence of a Hunter x Hunter. Not AMV, I think it was an edit, but it came out a long time ago, so maybe it was, where they put Leorio to the song Gay in European. And it was amazing. I wonder if I still have it saved. Because it was so well done, and it was iconic. If I do find it, I have to remember to do it from the right account. Oh, can't disqualify the Ace Attorney one. That one goes super hard too.
I mean, that honestly is like all the vibes. You know, like if anything was going to be, it was that. Fits too well.
Where could it?
Effort. I need you to smile just enough. But not too much.
He looks like he's in pain.
He is.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. Technically,
there's one other place I could have.
This needs to be flipped.
Maybe. Yeah. The internet sleuthing is happening. I will find what I'm looking for.
Oh, there we go. I finally think I got it.
I have heard of Legally Blonde, Cleo.
Yeah.
It's one of the ones on my classic must-watch list. Because I know it's a cult classic.
Okay, there we go. We finally got it. Oh. The struggle is real. Okay.
All aboard the struggle
Last one will be what? You'll make it to Thursday, Ellie. You will.
Later.
You swear.
I don't want to spend
Yeah,
the whole
Thursday,
time
guys,
doing
it's
that
Art
on
Fight
stream.
102. All right? So it's not 101 because I'm assuming y'all will know what Art Fight is, okay? I'm not going to go over how to use the website. I'm not going to go over terms, like regular terms or any tutorial stuff like that. There are tons of YouTube videos out that tell you how to navigate the site and do that. Of course, if you have a specific question during the stream, I will be more than happy to answer that for you. But it will not be a going over the whole site as like a tutorial or going over what an art fight is or how points work or everything. All that is on the site. What I will be talking about is art fight culture / etiquette and cool stuff maybe you didn't know about and tips and tricks.
Some fun facts
for certain things that also might be lesser known. So those are sort of things, mostly stuff that's more like, you learned from doing it, for a couple years. That's more the sort of stuff. Because there's so many tutorial ones out there on YouTube. I don't need to be another one. Okay, Averett, what's your last one? Okay, I know. We'll make it not head-on. Because I made a lot of head-on. Ooh, we'll make it over the shoulder.
Ooh, give him some oomph.
I've been making expressions because you want to resemble the character. Yep, it's tough. It's tough.
I find it really interesting giving your character a different expression but still keeping them recognizable. I feel like that's a challenge.
Big things.
You don't want to morph the features too much that they're unrecognizable, but you still don't want them to be static either. So how do you find that balance?
It's distance between the eyes, the hairline, the nose, and the mouth. It's all about the distances.
Ah. So the artist's best friend is a ruler to measure the distance between eyes.
Yep. Or you can just, eyeball it. But
eyeball the eyes? Iception.
Yeah, Iception. But that's how you do it. And of course, that's not saying you can't squash and stretch, but you squash and stretch knowing where the beginning is, right? So it's like his jaw is this length. If I want to really open his mouth, then I can push it, beyond. But I know that that is the extension and his nose will stay in the same place. Oh no, geometry, your nemesis. Exactly.
It's okay, Allie. Geometry was my nemesis too. I loved writing, I loved logic, but screw proof. I hated that. Felt so useless. Exactly, pastry. You can break the rules if you know them. Or, you could just go into it.
It's definitely, I will also say, Allie, it's something that I accept will not personally always be 100%. There are multiple times in the comic that have the characters, and it's like, yeah, you don't look quite right, but I can't make it work, and I need to continue.
This is what we're going with.
So this is how it is. And you get better over time. What if the rules beat you up and then you break them? It's a method of doing it. At least you know what the rules were then. What part of the rules is most vulnerable to attack? The ones that you care about the least.
It sounds like a joke, but it makes too much sense.
So I had a lot of fun. If you guys weren't here for Kim Possible, there's a new type of video that is occurring on the Ace Tooney channel now, and they are the Pass to Smash streams as videos. And basically, the 3-hour stream has been condensed down into roughly 11 minutes of me being unhinged. More like 10 minutes of me being unhinged, plus an intro and...
It's good content. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the intro. And the iconic one. But I said something about it, and it was like, realism only matters if I care, or something like that. Like random art-related things like that. Oh, we have the scent of realism. Oh yeah, gravity only matters when I feel like it. Things like that. So, yeah. You love the video, Allie, or the stream? The videos. I'm very happy with the videos. I'm so happy with the,
I am sorry I forgot to mute. Rip
How could
everyone's
you?
earbuds.
I'm so
I'm
happy
sorry.
with the opening. Hold on. I'm going to show off just the opening to the video because I'm very
the
proud
opening
of it.
is based as hell.
Switch account.
Thank
Let
you,
me
Indu.
save this.
Don't let the rules beat you up, Allie. Thank you, Estruck. Bad things in threes! Oh no! Yes, let's watch this glorious intro. Quite good.
Come here. Gonna do.
It's funny when you
This.
compile all of the unhinged things that were said, because that really makes you realize just how many unhinged
Oh,
things
yeah.
were said.
Yeah, exactly. Why did you get on full screen? All right. Yeah, we're literally just gonna watch the first, like, 30 seconds max of it because I need to show it off. I'm so happy with this intro.
This is Pass to Smash, where I take a unanimous pass that you guys voted on and try to make them a smash. This episode's contestant is
Winston
That's it. That's all you guys get. That's the teaser.
You gotta watch the
You
rest
gotta
yourself.
become a member to watch now, or you guys can wait until it comes out. It will, like I said in the Discord, everything will be public eventually. It's just a matter of when. And if I'm being honest, sadly, the Pass to Smash videos will be a little while. It was so unhinged? Yeah, it's really unhinged. It's very unhinged.
That's just how we like it. We wouldn't have it any other way.
I think it's funny that Ori's way... what? Are there other Winston Paynes? There's a young version of Winston Payne.
There is,
Yeah.
and it's...
I am baiting. I'm baiting because you need to go watch it. I'm very proud of it. And I'm proud of the logo.
It's a very good
It's
Winston
really
Payne,
tough.
and it's a very good Grossberg.
Oh, continued.
I mean, Penguin, that is a pretty
Always wait.
foolproof method. I'm not gonna lie.
Sadly, it didn't work with the... It didn't work
I blame Jack.
with the
Jack's
Jacques.
sad hair.
Jacques. I think
Oh,
my
Jacques.
favorites... Yeah, because it's Jacques Portsman.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying it, Jack.
How are you making this no ways? Okay, that was
It's okay,
not
Penguin.
part of
Happens
it.
to the best of us.
Estruck, that is not part of it. Also, as I mentioned in one of those, I'm too ace for this shit. I need them to. We're not actually thinking about the. Yeah, exactly. Jack Sportsman.
That's why I thought it was Jack!
Really? You think Jacques is the best out of them? I feel like my Jacques Portsman came out the worst.
Ori, I told you, there's gonna be a fan of everything.
There's a fan of everything. We watch during the Smash or Pass streams when we're weeding it out. People smash a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not how it's pronounced. The name is not Jacques or Jacques. It's Jacques. Jacques.
Jacques.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things, and I've realized this because I've done a total of 5 Smasher passes, right? Oh, Jock.
Wait a second. What did you think it was, Ori? Did I phase out for a second?
No, I don't think so. Grossberg, okay, Grossberg is one of my favorites. I think I fucking peaked with Winston Payne and Grossberg. I think they came out incredibly, both artistically and like they are in like without question now a smash. Like I will not take any other opinion. I really am proud of the bikini one. I think most of it just comes from I gave her human proportions, but I'm also just proud with, like, again, artistically, how she came out, right? I'm very proud artistically with how she ended up. Jacques, I feel failed for me on both accounts of I don't think I did a good art job, as well as I don't think I made him a smash, and I think the reason that one really occurred is because they're too close to the line. Right? Yeah, no. Exactly, Estruck. And I think that's where I personally get my power. And that's from the pass being a really, really hard pass, and then thus making them a smash is both really, like a crowning achievement, right? Of like, oh, you took from this to this. But when it's like I don't think Lauren Pops came out bad, but I just don't feel like
she didn't
I'm
come
not as
out bad.
proud as hers because she is so close.
It's that oomph.
Right?
It's that oomph.
It's like she's so close. And same with Jacques, right? Jacques, literally just his hair is bad. Literally just his hair ruins his entire look. And because of the way I do Pass to Smash is I'm not trying to change the character. Because like I feel like it's less fun if it's literally I'm just...
Well, that would be a redesign.
Yeah. And that's
different.
not the goal. Right? That's not the goal.
We're just trying to elevate the
That'd be
character.
good, Mason. That's a good one. Antidote. Ooh, that's great.
Ooh.
It's Jackie, but it's spelled Jacques. Oh no. And it's one of those things where it is just like when they're so close. That's why honestly I fear Larry. Yes, so I made so Allie, he is actually what started this. He was not done as part of a stream, which is very unfortunate, but he was also not done as part of a stream.
Meme.
He was done as part of a meme. And what's hilarious about it is his was specifically unintentional.
It just kind of happened.
You know,
Ori can't help but make people hot when she draws them.
And exactly, Enthuse. I didn't want to take Sister Bikini and make her stereotypically a hot woman, because that's not, like, the vibe I'm trying to do. The vibe is more that I can make any character hot, but it's still the character, right? Like, giving Bikini the joke kind of ends up being that it's like my style of art, how I simplify features, just ends up being very aesthetically pleasing. Because obviously I like my art, so I like to draw a certain way, right? And I think that the reason that Jacques really disappoints me is because his hair is the problem, and his hair is just his hair.
It's just really
Right?
hard to fix.
Yeah, exactly, Allie. I'm a Midas touch. But yeah, wait, I'm trying to Penguin said
The
something. about me.
pain touch. Nah, I
Could
don't.
draw excellent.
I
Yes,
guess it
he
would be the
definitely
Luke
could,
at me
Penguin.
touch, since he was the first
Yeah.
who made hot
Oh,
by
so
mistake.
the Luke at me one was specifically accidental. I did not draw her in an actual bikini. That was debated, but I didn't want to do that either because I do like the I like the Fae clan drip, right? I like the kimono and it's a Hayori. I think that's it.
Hayori?
Hayori is the jacket I learned when I did my research for Faithful Redesigns. But Penguin, that's exactly it. I didn't think that Luke at me wasn't fine, right? And so when doing him for the meme, I was trying to be accurate to him, right? I was drawing him with reference, and I was not trying to specifically hotify him. I was just putting him in a sexy pose in a mild state of undress, right? And then what really spurred on the Pasta Smash thing was the fact that then I'm like, oh my god, at me so hot. I'm thinking of him how I drew him, and then looking back at in-game at me, I'm like, oh, you're not as good as I remembered you being.
It's like, oh, you're
Hi,
not
Angel.
as hot.
Yeah, what the nose do. Yeah, and I didn't shrink his nose. It's just the angle, right? And again, it's literally like my goal. And I think really the biggest thing is just I drew his hair like hair and not like a pom-pom. I interpreted his hair more realistically, you know? But so I feel like
It makes me wonder what you would do
I
if
guess-
you
I
got a
guess the
hold of
question is-
Josuke Joestar's hair.
yeah. His isn't a problem, though. It's more just the fact that the hat and the hair is one thing. I really like the people use it and they, cut the back half of a hat off, basically. That's how I would do it.
Wait, did I say
you know?
Josuke? I meant Jotaro.
Oh.
No. Wait,
No,
shit,
you said
who's
it
the
right.
pompadour?
I'm the one being stupid. It's me.
Ah,
It would
shit,
just be
Ori!
less. I'm sorry. It would just be less exaggerated. And it would be more like real pompadours. I'm okay with
But see,
what's his name from
That's taking
Windbreaker's
it from
pompadour.
the cartoon into the
Yeah,
reality.
but that's what I did with Bikini, right? Bikini's drawn as a cylinder. I drew her as a person that Bikini is stylized from, right? We went backwards towards realism, I guess. It makes sense.
I think so.
I mean, it's exactly, Angel. It's a relatively easy bar. Yes, it is, Allie. That is what sparked it. Yeah, it's the look at me. Because that was the times that meme was just fading out of existence as we met him. And I went, that's too fucking hilarious.
It was too perfect.
To not do that meme and have Dylan voice it. So, yeah. And literally me drawing at me and then having the moment of again, not intentionally trying to make him hot, just trying to make him in a sexy pose for the joke. And then being like, oh yeah, Luke at me's really hot. And then going back to playing the game and being like, oh, he's not as hot as I remember.
Ah, damn. You're just not hot, dude.
It's also Paula Piroff said it in one of her streams, and it's first game Edgeworth isn't that hot. And it's she's right. She's right.
Yeah.
In game,
It's like you
at the
almost
judge stand,
misremember.
Edgeworth is not that good looking.
We Mandela
He's
affected
not.
ourselves into
Edgeworth,
thinking
every
we're hotter
other
than
time
they are.
after that, smoking. But no. You know? I'm assuming you mean kaiju number 8, Allie.
Yeah, that's probably kaiju number 8.
Yeah, I think pompadours can be done well. I'm not blatantly against pompadours. Like I said, there's a character in Windbreaker.
Number 8, Allie.
He has a pompadour. One. He's fine. I don't have a problem. It's Josuke's pompadour specifically pains me. It's when it goes
Huge
too
wet
far.
Cat vibes. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I could see it.
I could see that.
The second year one. I think he's a second year, or he's a third year. Is he a second year? He's the one where he rolls his R's in the dub and the sub because that's classic. Delinquent
classic gangsta
talk in Japanese is rolling your R's excessively.
He literally does it on every
year.
other word.
I think he's a second year. Do you remember his name? Mars?
Oh, shoot, off the top of my head, no. I know who you're talking about. I just don't know who it is. It's okay, Allie. Enomoto. Okay.
Enomoto, yes. Enomoto. Yes, him. I think his is tasteful. I don't have a problem with his.
Ooh, let's see if we approve of the pompadour in the couch.
Oops.
Where is the couch? I don't know why I'm blanking on who has the pompadour in kaiju number 8. Not a... Damn, Pastry Puff, that's commitment. It's a massive cast. Gotta keep track of everybody.
I'm also lost couch. Why have I lost couch? There it is. I don't see a pompadour in couch.
There's no pompadour yet. Oh, there it is.
Oh, that's good shit. That's good shit. That's fine.
Oh, this guy.
We're
okay.
fine with that. It's literally...
Why didn't I clock that as a pompadour, though?
From the front, you can't tell as much. From the side is where you can see it. I think it all really has to do... It really has to do with how they're drawn, how exaggerated they are, and how cartoonish they are. Right? Yeah, Enomoto's the second year. I was right. Okay.
I always feel like pompadours are something you could very easily lean into the too cartoony
No worries,
side.
Ellie. Yeah, I think, like, we saw that guy who had the gun pompadour originally as his thing.
Yes.
The resulting one, horrific,
the gun
terrible,
that
bad.
turned into a tongue.
And it became tongue corn. It's too much. It's too bad. I think it also has to do with the hair texture they like to give it. They draw it a certain textured way.
They tried to do curly texture for the tongue hair.
But they draw it in
it's
like
just
a way.
It's unfortunate that it looked like taste buds.
Yeah, but they do the same issue with Josuke's. They do two things with it. I'd hate when it sags inward to make this crease disgusting.
That is a very unfortunate phrase.
But also, what is this like supposed to be?
Sagging inward.
What is this like texture? What is that?
I always thought it was a hairnet, to be honest.
Is it a hairnet? Like that's what but like it's not at the front of him.
Know.
It's just like it's weird. You know? I don't like it. But it's like too much. It looks like lips.
Oh god, now I can't unsee it.
Right? It's just a
now
bad...
I can't fucking unsee it,
It's
Ori.
like, this is a lip! Like, that's just why? The gun is insane, but the gun becomes so insane, Estrock, that it's at least interesting. Right? Versus the corn is just unfortunate.
It's a choice that they went for, and I respect it.
Or made it
like, if you're gonna go crazy, okay,
I don't even
go
know.
crazy.
Okay. Let me... Who is this person, Enthuse? Oh. No. He looks like a bad hamburger got flattened on his head with the fucking grill marks. It's literally a limp burnt hamburger patty. Like, it's not... What?
I think the problem is it's very flat and there's no
very
volume.
Flat. It's just...
Like, now we've gone too far in the other direction. See, that looks like a tongue to me.
I want to look at realistic ones. I want to look at
looks
realistic
like a full
ones.
tongue. The nasty patty, yeah.
Yeah, the nasty patty. They just don't... It's just not done so far. It's the problem. It's the amount that they, like, stick it out in front. They need it more up. I really feel like the big problem is they make it
allowed
limp
to complain about
as
flatness.
fuck. They make it so limp. Okay? That's the problem.
They make it limp and they also make it stick out
so
too far.
limp. None of this, it's limp. See how voluminous this one is? It has a lot of lift. Right? Like I'm not. It goes up. I need it to go up. I don't need it to sag.
Also, the IRL pompadour does not cast its own shadow over the person's face.
Oh, there is a, like you can only go so far as a real person with hair off in front of your forehead. Right? Like, I just feel like they just don't have enough up when they do it in anime. At least the kaiju number 8 guy rocks it because it's like a bang at a certain point, right? Like it's like a bump it, right? You need it to be voluminous. You don't want it to be flat.
Well, that's the whole point of the pompadour.
They all look deflated.
Like, that's the reason that style exists.
That's the problem I have. They look like deflated, and that's why they're ugly.
I am curious if I were to look up best pompadours.
And they come too much to anime. A point. It's too pointy. I'm looking at a bunch of these. Why are they so pointy? They need to make it less pointy.
Oh, Ori, you will be so disappointed in all these pompadours.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them. I think
maybe the space standy one. The space.
Yeah,
actually, I'm curious. Look at the space standy one.
I'm pretty sure I'm looking at the space standy one, and yeah, I think we're in agreement here. Hold on.
Like, that one's not bad.
Yeah, no, his is fine. We like his. Because it doesn't come to like a point.
Wild friggin' pompadours, though.
It doesn't come to a point, okay? And it's got a lot of up to it. Look how much volume he has. It doesn't look like he was deflated. Yeah, 100% pastry puff, and that's why I like
feel
it.
Like that comes from Windbreaker being such a grounded in reality
really
type of show.
Gender
Even
swap
though
Larry
they do
would not
exaggerate some things, they stay very grounded to reality.
Oh goodness, Estrock. Not excited. The Space Dance Pompadour feels like realistic though, and then when people draw they lean
Larry, why?
Really Elvis in a good way. Like, even look at the wig somebody made. Look how much up it has. Look how not pointy it is. Look how much volume he has all the way to the back. It's the width of his head. You know, like, it's not...
You also have those little wispies coming to the top, too.
But it doesn't
which kind of
start
completes the image.
At his temple and then come out, right? That's what I find they do a lot. It's like...
So I think what we've learned is people just don't know how to draw pompadours.
Like, now compare... to this. Why does it come in from the temple? Why is there such a drastic shrinkage towards the center? Right? Like they obviously taper a little because of your hairline, but like it's just a tube. And obviously this one is just like, you know, a curl, but like They point them so much. What is this texture? Why does it have cleavage? Why does it have cleavage, guys? Yeah, he does. He does look like Elvis Alley. That's why it's good. Ooh.
Why does the pompadour sink? Why does it have a hole?
Are you... Okay. Now.
Like, do we need to censor the hair?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna say this. I am okay with Steg Universe's pompadour. And the main reason is it is the width of his head. And because it's a simple style, it doesn't, like, it looks exaggerated. It's a lot, okay? But it fits the style of the show, where all of the hair is a lot. It has a lot of shape to it. It doesn't feel deflated. It doesn't feel like it's a limp water balloon.
But it's also matching what's happening in the back.
It does match with that, but again, it doesn't start
it's carrying that design
width-wise. It doesn't come to a point. You know?
Pompadour booba.
Yeah, it is Pompadour booba.
Oh no! Bulot from Akame got kill. Angel's saying, look up Bulot for a pompadour.
Bulot Akame. No, hate it. Terrible. It does the same stupid shit. Why does it have...
I wonder why everyone draws pompadours this way.
Why does it come in? Right? See how it has a crease? A seam? Now look at the Space Dandy one. He doesn't have a crease. It comes up. It's up. All the way up. Okay? It's the up. Look at this one. Up. It doesn't come in. It comes up and back. It doesn't. It comes up and back.
Used enough hair gel. It's not collapsing
it doesn't
in on
come
itself.
in. Right? It doesn't. This one, there's no crease to be heard of. This is a curl, right? Because of the shape of the hair. This isn't a coming inward. When you see it from the front, it's not. Why is it in? Why does it come to a point? The point fucking kills me as well. He doesn't have a point. It's rounded. Round. He's got the volume. Despise. We're done talking about pompadours.
It's heart-shaped. Ah, I'm not so sure about that,
It
Angel.
is. No. It is heart-shaped.
Is it?
Yeah. Why? It's dumb. It's bad. It
It's
comes
rough.
too far off his head. Like, I think my biggest problem is the fact that, well, obviously anime has unrealistic hairstyles. They're done in a level that's like, this would be cool if it was real, dude. Right? Like, this would be interesting if you could have this type of whatever. Or it's specifically meant to, like, invoke shape language. Does this guy have hearts otherwise? Because it doesn't look like it. So why is his hair giving a heart? At least the gun guy gave, like, a vibe, right? Like, you used the shape to it.
It is a conspiracy, Angel.
It's a
conspiracy on people not knowing how to draw pompadours.
Yeah, the corn guy we're talking about, why does it come to a point? Why does it have a seam? Because the theme makes it seem like you're using the hair part, but the pompadour needs volume. He's a singular heart.
This is just
not
such a wild
like
image.
That.
You got the
like
armor
his real
plus
heart
the
we're talking about.
hair,
it's just
plus lots of
like I
abs.
feel like it's always just a like with the Steg one. It fits his whole vibe. We're going Elvis. We're going the big hair 80s. We're going like the whole vibe includes the pompadour. With a lot of these other characters that I hate, what is this doing for the character? What is this giving me for the character? I would say Josuke's is tolerable because it fits the vibe of what the show is going for, right? Versus like the guy in the armor is like, what the fuck? This one, again,
I have not seen the character.
just
from
a hamburger.
MC from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D.
But at least this fits his overall style.
I feel like I should be afraid.
Though I think I could draw Josuke way better with a real pompadour. Because look at these. These are fine.
Agreed.
Real ones are fine. Space Dandy's been my favorite. We have yet to top Space Dandy.
I'm gonna look up MC.
It feels like
5. Oh boy.
Who are we talking about now?
MC from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D. He's got the classic bulbous round pompadour. Elongated rounded pompadour.
His is better, but incredibly phallic.
Yeah.
That's his
It's
problem.
also one of those ones
is
where
it's
it's like
too
looking
long.
at the other characters. Like, there's another announcer-looking character, and he's got crazy hair too. So, like, there's clearly a style to this,
Like, I
and it
guess-
fits the style the show is going for. Could have stood to be a little less phallic.
It's
though.
just very. My only issue with his is just how phallic it has become because of it. That's it. It looks like, and no. Second caveat. He has no other hair. I know it's long in the back,
Oh,
but
dear.
this is so short. Where's the volume here? We looked at real pompadours. They have hair the rest of the way around. But he's got
Okay,
nothing
that's
else.
true.
He's got
I
nothing
didn't
else.
catch that.
All of his hair comes from this part in his head, and he shoves a water bottle in there, and he's tied his all front hair around it, and that's it. And if he was to not have the pompadour in, he would just have fucking chest-length curtain bangs.
Is mega slick back. Hello, Horror and Harpy. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
We're not prepping
We're on a
because
rant
I'm angry
tonight.
about
We're
pompadours.
venting.
Yeah.
Back to our boy. This is
Hold
our
on.
problem
Somebody said
child,
anime
Averett.
mohawks. I don't find what's his name's to be bad. Bronco doesn't have terrible hair. It's okay.
Yeah, Bronco's okay.
Okay, the Kill la Kill guy is fine. His mohawk is okay. It fits his vibe. The gun character from Demon Slayer is fine. His is good.
It was a realistic mohawk. Mohawk? Nope.
Yeah.
Mohawk.
It was fine. I feel like it's just what it really feels like to me happens a lot is people just think of it and then draw it without having a reference. I really feel like that's it. And it's just like I
The
understand
biggest
certain
thing is
hair is
having a
certain
reference
hard.
to make it feel coherent.
I get that certain hair is hard. 100%. Without question. I struggle. Averett's hair has been a bitch to me this entire time. I finally got it down. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like you can simplify in a way that doesn't cause the issues like this. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, the mic guy. The MC,
Yeah.
the major master of ceremonies. That's what it was.
Master of Ceremonies.
Yeah, the divot. Why does it have a divot? I don't... It should go up.
It's like the classic way of drawing pompadours, and I have no idea how we got here.
That's why I like Enomoto's, because it is one, realistic, but two, it's all up. You know, like it doesn't crease in the seam. It kills me because the way that hair works, when you have longer hair, you have a full part on your head, right? You have a full entire part. But your hair has to reach a certain length before you get a full hair part like that. Okay? At least half of your hair has to be a certain length. At a certain length, short-wise, you stop getting a full part and you get just a point that your hair radiates out from. Okay? You get a point. Okay? And it's variable. It's not exact all the time. But so when you have... And you can erase your part, right? So if you have like... So a style I had for a while of my personal hair is you had like side bangs for the part, and then the rest, and then you lose the part, like a section of your head, and it just comes back like this. So you have the side part, and then after the bangs, your hair just comes back. There's no part after that. It parts here, and then it comes back, right? And so you can move your part around. That's something that hair does, right? You can style it to be a certain way. So my question is, why in the world would you take your pompadour and purposefully style it, right? Because this is not a type of hair that is just hair you have, right? No matter what. I don't know what way to put it, horror, but I'm glad it helped. I don't know what it was, but I'm glad it helped. I go down because that's the direction their life went with the pompadour. Yeah, exactly. If you have the pompadour, right, it comes out and up. This, you purposely have to bring it out and up. So if you're bringing it out and up, right, why would you then bring it in? Why would you keep your hair, like it's so... See, look at the volume. This is so easy. I drew a pompadour in 30 seconds. And if I'm being honest, it fucking slaps. Look at that shit. I was gonna say hair is gonna like, at least pompadours are hard.
Yes, we need a pompadour character.
Slaps as hell.
Look at that. I'm sorry. That's base as fuck.
Ooh, Harpy's theory. It's actually a weird rubber hat. That's why there's no part or distinct point.
See, I'd be okay
I
if
believe
there
that
was
in the case
less of
a
it.
gun pompadour.
The gun and the Yu-Gi-Oh one. Because his was just, you know, a banana.
It was just a map on his head.
It was just like he got a massive goose egg, like a bad growth. And it was so smooth. I guess
specifically
I think the problem
hair.
I think the problem really stems from the pompadour being classically used as a goof. You know? And not as an actual hairstyle, if that makes any sense. Using it specifically as the goofy hairstyle or the delinquent hairstyle. Right? And I think that's really what a lot of it comes from. Yeah, probably part of it, Angel, is from that. But
probably didn't help.
It definitely didn't help. And if the purpose the whole time is to draw a pompadour a certain way with intention, like no shame. You know, if you purposely did it a certain way, I can still say it looks ugly to me, personally. But if that was one, your intention, or two, you drew it that way on purpose, that's fine. If this is the goal, that's whatever. I think the problem stems from, it really gets me with Josuke, because the hair is part of his personality, right? Like, it's important to him lore-wise. It is, like, the style of a pompadour very much fits the style of JoJo, and then it's just poorly executed. Because I think it looks like it's a flap on top of his head and not his hair. It looks like he put just like a limp silicone mat on his head that's shaped like and it just sits there. And that's the problem. There's too much, like it's separate from the rest of his head. And I think that's what's getting. Yeah, rubber hat. No, I think Josuke very much is rubber hat theory. I'd have to agree. Now let's draw Everett's actual hair.
Yes. Everett was our little dummy for the night.
He was just
our little experiment.
He was just had a head and he was there.
Yep. Thank you for volunteering your head, Everett.
He didn't volunteer. He's gonna fight me now because he's a dick.
You know, Ori, I was thinking about that because it's like, when I'm writing him, it honestly comes very easy. But then he fights you when it comes to the drawing one. And I'm sorry to say, I think I'm his favorite parent.
Yeah, that's okay.
He's just, he always behaves with
Everyone
me.
else
He
is
does
my
exactly
favorite
what
parent.
I want him to
You can
do.
have Everett. He'll get whipped into shape. It's just gonna be a minute.
See, that's what's gonna happen is when it comes time to write his redemption scenes, that's gonna be
They
when he
can't
fights
all
me.
be Guardwan, you know? Guardwan.
No, they can't.
They can't all be Guardwan. Guardwan wanted to be a real boy so bad.
Guard1 wanted that main character status, and it's like,
Yeah,
sorry, that's not the kind of story you're in.
It's an inside joke now, Allie. Rubber hat theory. That's the
Yep.
theory.
That's gonna get added to the Ace Tooney dictionary for sure.
Tenga Mob.
He's still one in our dreams.
Oh! Tenga's is one
An
that
asshole?
I like. Tenga's is one that I like. He pulls it off well. It has volume. It's not creased in the middle. It feels right. I like Tenga's.
Yeah, Tenga's isn't
Pompadour.
terrible.
He's another one that it feels realistic. It feels right. It fits his vibe. It fits his style. Beautiful. Oh, let's look at the thing in the sketchbook.
Oh, there's something in sketchbook?
Tenga is another good one. Tenga and
Nope, I'm in the
Enomoto
wrong place.
are best realistic ones. Space Dandy does a good stylized one. And that's right.
Ooh, pastry. Viper looks really cool.
Nice, nice, nice.
I like it. I love the costuming. Looks like a very mischievous.
Hello, witch. Little witch Aka Artia.
She's so cute.
I've ranted too much.
Poor Ori. Hydrate or dihydrate.
I will say, I'm gonna totally admit, the second that I drew a pompadour so easily, decently, half of my, like, respect has gone out the window. like there was a part of me that was always like, maybe they're just a hard hairstyle to do.
Voice where you're like, okay, benefit of the doubt.
No,
It's
literally,
not the easiest
they're
style.
obviously.
And you draw it and you're like, what's your fucking problem?
I
did
struggle
this,
with
no
certain art
problem.
style. I struggle with certain hairstyles. Like I said, Everett specifically, the general like random spiky hair anime boy hairstyle always eludes me. I just can't do it. I just can't do it so densely. So like drawing Bakugo, drawing Kirishima, drawing even Izuku or Natsu, Naruto. It's like they're just what's the word? Random in a way that I can't wrap my brain around. It looks good. The way the artists do it is good. Me, I struggle. So, like, a part of me was just like, oh, maybe they struggle. I gotta admit, I drew that in 30 seconds without ever drawing a fucking pompadour in my entire life. It ain't a skill issue is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like it's really tough to make good pompadours. No. Okay, Everett's hair, I manage it. I finally got his hair down. It's now just his face sometimes is a little why. But we'll get there.
We're on our way.
We're on our way. I also have to. So many of the characters have the flatter nose, where Hotsun and Avrit have pointy noses. So I have to remember. Well, he from the front, he just has the line like Hotsun does. He doesn't have the two nostrils like the other characters do. So I always have to remember that.
Yeah, we can't give him nostrils. Just not that kind of boy.
He's not that kind of guy. Oh, no, it's definitely hard horror. I being a hobby comic artist, I definitely got to a point where it's like, it'll happen eventually, and I just gotta accept it until then. You know, I gotta draw it the way I want. I gotta feel like the vibes are off. Sometimes it happens, and eventually, you know, like at this point, I've drawn Milano and Hotsun so much that like they are very consistent. Because you also get into a point. I find that the best way to get good, and this is for you too, Allie. I know you're in there. We were talking about this earlier. The best way to get good at drawing your characters recognizably the same is 1, accepting that they're never going to be identical, and 2, just doing it messily over and over and over and over again. Avrit's hair locked in the second I fucking gave up. I'm not joking. The second I went, all right, I just gotta line, and then I went, fuck, that was good. Ooh, that was nice. If you're thinking about it too hard, like so there's a time for technicalities and there's a time for vibes. And it's very much a balance of both. But you look at Aster and Sinnet and Ferrix are the big ones from earlier entries of the comic, and they have a lot of variation. They definitely don't look how I draw them now. None of the characters look how I draw them now. But Hotsun and Milano were definitely more consistent, more throughout the whole thing, solely because I draw them a lot. And I personally like to draw those two specifically outside of the comic. Now, I got to a point where I drew Aster and Sinnet and Ferrix enough that they're very easy for me to get right as well. But you basically get from a point where you've designed the character to a point where this is what the character was always meant to be. You know? And it's you can start with all the design in the world, and this is how you want them to look, but then as you draw them, that's where the vibe comes out. And I think that was and that's a lot what was happening to me with Avrit, was I was being too technical at the beginning. And I will say, so Avrit has versus, this is really funny.
But sometimes you do have to start from there.
Well, you design the character, right? And you put the effort in there and you design it. But then basically you should draw from reference, and then you should draw not from reference, right? And that is what helps. And what I really think is hilarious is that because I cared so little about Gardwan, I literally didn't look up a reference for him when I started sketching. Like, I drew that, right? We designed him on stream. I never looked at him again. I solely drew him from memory, just sketching, because I was just like, I have a general idea what he looks like. I did look reference quick for, like, the eye shape I gave him later. But I have locked that man in so fucking hard because I gave no shits about him. Versus, I care too much about how Avrit looks, and thus, I was struggling. But at a certain point, it was kind of like, oh, no, the not caring is when you lock it in. Oh, I'm glad I could help. I'm glad I could help, horror. It's very... That's really a big thing, was just the comic is really what has given me, you know, the experience to be like, I understand how the art works now.
And now she has some street cred.
Yeah.
We both do, honestly.
But I think there's a lot that you really can't get. You can get in your own head really fast. And the other thing I want everybody to know, you, the artist, Oh, yeah. That too, Willow. Exactly. You establish patterns.
Okay, Willow.
Big thing with Everett. I figured out how to finally draw his hairline by realizing it. You know, there was like a moment when I was like, oh, I understand how that works now. It only really clicked. That's what happens, Har. That's what happens. Yeah, simplifying, especially if you're drawing over and over again. Simplifying, very important. And you realize what ended up being important to you or not, right? You know, all this detail may have been really special to you while designing, but you lose it immediately when just doodling. Now, honestly,
one of the big things I'll
probably
always
not that
remember
important.
is how Milano and Hotson both lost a lot of their buttons
Buttons
in
and
the
other
doodle
gold
phase.
details
They
and
started
things like
off
that.
with a lot of detail.
Mm-hmm.
But then over time, it's like, not super important.
No, not super important.
Whereas, like, with Everett, I think what makes him trickier is he does have little details, and those are important. Like, he's got his medals.
I will
he's got
say,
his sword.
I don't have the
he's got
medals being a problem.
little decorations like that.
The sword is going to be a little bit of an issue just because I have picked a specific sword that is not symmetrical. And the reason is because stylistically, everything, it fits him too well to not do that sword, but it just makes my life a little harder. I can't cheat as much. I was gonna say something. I blanked for a second. Drawing characters again and again. Oh! You will always notice that your character doesn't look like your character more than literally anybody else. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I literally had to do a rule that when we were finally posting the comic, and I'm gonna have to do this rule when we finally print the comic, because I do want to make small edits. You know, there will be edits before we print in the end. But it was basically, I went through an entry and I marked ones where, like, wow, I think this is egregious. I think this is I think it was like, wow, I think this egregiously looks not like the character, and if I leave it, I will be upset. And then there was a level that was, I don't think this looks like the character, but I'm not going to.
But it's not
going to kill me if I leave it. And then there's, this isn't the right vibe of the character. I know I could do better, but it's not the worst thing. And then I would literally go to Mars, who again sees me draw these characters all the time, sees these characters all the time, but she is not the person drawing them. And I would go to Mars, and I would go, Mars,
and that makes a difference.
Which of these do you feel like, are of any of these? And it would be like the mid ones and the lighter ones, where it'd be like, Mars, are any of these glaringly not, say, Milano to you? And she'd be like, no, they all look pretty good. Or go, that one. And it's like, all right, great. But another thing, if you go and you analyze a comic that you like, right? Pick literally any, it can be a manga, it can be a web comic, it can be literally, graphic novel, literally anything. Now, I will say the web comics are going to do it more, and it's just by the nature of the beast. Mangas will do it to a certain extent as well. Single one-off graphic novels will do it the least, and it's just a time frame thing and stuff like that. But if you especially look at webcomics, and you really, really look, some of them look really off, and you don't notice. And you don't, when reading it, you don't notice. And you are an artist who's reading, who's looking at this art, and not until you really analyze it. And then, on top of that, sometimes you don't even have to really analyze it. Sometimes you notice right away, and it doesn't ruin that comic for you. Not one bit. You keep loving that comic, loving those characters, and keep reading it. You go back to, you read a webcomic, and you've been reading it for a few years. It's been going on for multiple years. You randomly hop back to that episode 1. Boy, does it look different. But you didn't notice when you first started reading it. There was no issues when you first started reading
That's
it.
what you started out with. Why would you question it?
Yeah, but that hop back, ooh, wow. Noticeable. But it wasn't a problem. Rule of cool, big one, yep.
Mm-hmm. Sanity check.
The editing.
Is that what I'm doing?
Kind
I guess
of.
I am keeping Ori's sanity in order.
I will say the comic has definitely very much beaten any level of perfectionist-ish tendencies out of me. I'll say this all the time, in a very, like, I want the comic to exist more than I need it to be perfect. And realizing that, honestly, very few people will notice, even fewer people will care, and as long as the overall story and general vibe of the art is good, it'll be worth it, and people will like it.
I mean,
like the
yes,
frog theory.
Sally, but
Basic,
not so
no.
consequency.
It basically is, though. You are seeing the gradual, change of their art, growth of their art style, so it's not noticeable. This was very important, and I've talked about this before. This was very important in deciding to redraw the first 2 entries of the comic. 2? 3. I think it ended up being 3.
It was 3.
It was 3. The first 3 entries of the comic.
We also had to do the prologue.
Well, the prologue is the problem.
We had to change
exactly.
The first 3
so
entries.
Our comic ended up losing the original first episode and gaining a prologue very, very late in the game.
Rightfully so. It needed it.
No, this is the better way to do it. And no, it is the frog theory, but not in a negative way. Yeah. So very, very late in our process of release did we add a prologue and drop the very first entry. And what that meant is that by time I drew the prologue, my art skill had significantly increased. And the problem with that is that now you see the drop in quality. Right? So, from
you're
the
typically
prologue,
not supposed to see that.
Yeah, so you're not supposed to see that. So the reason I redid the first 3 entries was solely, the only reason I allowed myself to, was solely because the drop in skill level from the prologue to the now entry 1 was so glaringly obvious. And that's where the issue came along. Yeah, literally horror, exactly. And so I allowed myself to redraw those because it got to a point where I knew that there was a level where it was like, all right, this is an acceptable level of skill change, right? And on top of that, at that point, we were releasing them every other week. So before, remember, the first 3, the prologue and the first 2 episodes came out all at once. So you would very greatly notice a difference. Versus if you, read the first 3 and then 2 weeks later read the 4th one, it's less noticeable as well on top of that. So yeah, exactly, horror. And so I didn't want to be so dramatic with it. And that's why I allowed myself to redraw. I will probably redraw a few more of the earlier entries solely because the background level of skill greatly changed as well, like on the backgrounds of the comic, and it definitely looks like a different style, but I know that I won't allow myself to go beyond, what is it? I know, is this one redrawn? I don't think this one is. Yeah, this one's not redrawn. Some of that is fine. But some of the backgrounds are like, I can really see a difference in background drawing skill and just time spent to a certain extent. But I know there's a level when it goes back to being okay. So it's like, all right. There's a level. I think it's 5 and 6 are the ones that I hate the most. Even looking back, some days I care more than other days.
Time heals all wounds.
It is definitely a day-to-day thing. Some days I care more than others. I'm trying old stuff. Yeah, Willow, and that's it. A lot of people talk about, like, don't let yourself get into the redraw loop with comics, especially webcomics, and that's a very important thing to avoid. And that is why my goal will more be to fix specific panels rather than whole entries of stuff. Where it's like I said before, oh, this one's egregious, or oh, this one is, you know, it really doesn't look like the character, yada yada. Or, as I've mentioned before, I have continuity errors that aren't a big deal, but, like, I'd rather them not be there. But when everything's on a time crunch,
it changes things.
Yeah, you kind of got to accept that you missed that. And that is something I'll add later on when it comes time again. I definitely have accepted long ago that it'll never be perfect, but I do allow myself to know that there are certain things that I would prefer to be improved.
Very few things are forever perfect. And I gotta appreciate the imperfection. That's where all the growth things.
So, Allie, the big thing is just don't do it. And I know that sounds like really bad advice, like really difficult advice. But the thing is literally is like you have to, like, you know, set this boundary with yourself that you won't do it no matter what. And I think the biggest thing to do with that is literally pick any webcomic. It can be ours, it could be anything else, because it happens in ours, right? Literally pick a webcomic that you adore, that you love, that you look up to, that you really like the artist and the art style that has been going on for multiple years. And go back to episode 1. It's like a bucket of cold water. Like the reality hits you really hard, and it's insane. Because it really, like, takes that moment of, like, wow, I look up to this artist so much. I look up to, Hold It Locked in a Box. But, like, so I love the Starfish Face, right? Star Pritchett, writer of the webcomic Cast-Off. It's been going on for...
so good.
I think a decade now, they said, right?
It's been running a long time.
Yeah, and so I think it's been going on for like a decade now. I have adored her art style. I've been reading Cast-Off for multiple years myself now. Obviously, you know, at one point I started from the beginning and came up. And then just one day I went, oh, let me go look at that first episode. And it's like, wow. Even on such a, like, it's a relatively simple art style. It's a very stylized art style. You flip back to the first one and you're like, wow. The difference is crazy.
Dang.
Right? Exactly, Mason. You look back and it's like, wow.
That happened with
So
Comic
different.
Aurora, too.
Yeah, you go to Comic Aurora. I love Comic Aurora. It's gorgeous. Again, Red has a very, very stylized, simplified art style. And yet you go back to episode 1 and it's like, wow, that's so different. And it's crazy because the style hasn't changed, right? The person doing it obviously has kept, like, their desire to draw things a certain way the same. But just the skill level of doing something over and over and over again has refined the craft so much. And I just really think it's very sobering. That's the word I've wanted this entire time. It's very, very sobering to realize that these very large, very beloved creators that you are inspired by, that you look up to, also have this problem. And then when you go, well, when you read the comic from the beginning, you weren't having an issue with it. But going back, realizing, wow, this is objectively, quote unquote, a lower quality. That doesn't make you love the comic any less. That doesn't make you love the artist any less. That doesn't make you inspired by them any less. And I think, at least to me, that has definitely really allowed, like, you can you can make a comic that is enjoyed by many people, and it doesn't have to look perfect to you at every moment. Because they're not gonna notice, because you, an artist, didn't notice, right? And most people aren't artists. As they complete the game, stuck in the loop. No, exactly, Willow, exactly. I will say I'm curious about, in the game dev space, how linear it is. Because I think that's something, like webcomics, it's very linear. You know, you draw one episode and then another and then another and another. So you can very much, like, have that gradual pacing. I have no idea about how games work. So I'm curious if you develop it in a relatively linear way so that it would just, as the game continued on, sort of improve, and thus it'd be like the frog boiling in water. Let's think of a better positive way to do the frog boiling in water. Let's come up with a better,
we
positive
gotta find
version.
a better metaphor for that.
But
there's
see, I
got to
don't
be
know if
something out
scope
there.
creep is necessarily the word I would use, and the reason I'm not saying scope creep is, to me, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm misinterpreting. Over decorating a cake. See, I don't know if it's the over decorating is not a part of it. It's more like
I think it's over decorating because it's
no,
the idea
it's not that.
Something is happening and changing without you noticing.
The idea is that the gradual change of something means that you don't notice the change happening. But but that's a positive thing in the case that we're talking about,
Well,
right? So it's
I could say this, depending on how you feel about summer, it's like when we went from spring to summer where it gradually went up, 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 and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's nice out. Time to break out the shorts and tank top.
I think, sadly, weather is not as gradual.
Well, not
As I want it to be.
anymore.
That's
Once
also
upon
true.
a time, it used
That is
to
also
be.
true. Once upon a time.
Let's see. What could
Exactly,
be another
Allie.
apt metaphor?
It
It has
it's
to
very
be
sobering.
positive. That's the thing.
Yeah, but I definitely, I don't say scope creep, and the reason for that is the scope of our comic, or the scope of Aurora, or the scope of Castoff has not changed. The story that they want to tell has continued to be relatively the same. It's just the fact that by the act of participating in your craft, you have improved.
Oh, interesting, Willow.
I see. Yeah, so with games, I can see it definitely
I would
being
say
much
yes,
more
Allie, but no joke. I cannot relate to that.
tempting.
I feel like my face looks exactly the same.
Yeah,
Maybe more
if I'm
bags
being
under
honest,
my eyes, but
if I'm
that's
being
it.
honest, I've told this story on stream before, but in my senior math class, we were AP math, and so we took the AP test, and then you have like basically a month of literally chilling and doing nothing. And I had a really, really great math teacher, and he realized that he had access to the records of everybody's school pictures, like back even into middle school. And so what we did was he had them on like the screen, and it was like everybody's school pictures, right? And he would like go through them, and you could see how people changed, and we were having a good time. And then he got to me, all right, and he liked me. I sat in front of class, again, favorite math teacher of all time. And he like, all right, yeah, Ori, let's do this. Yeah, let's see how Ori changed. And we go back, and again, I am a senior in high school now, so I am 17 years old, and we went back into middle school at some point. In 8th grade is when I got glasses. 8th grade? Hold on. No.
Yeah, you were in middle school
9th grade.
sometime.
No, it was 9th grade. It was my bio class
You
in
sure?
high school. Yeah. It was 9th grade.
Oh,
9th
no,
grade.
you're
It was
right, you're
bio.
right.
It was bio, so that's 9th grade. So 9th grade. And Sandy. Sandy had happened. So 10th grade? 9th or 10th grade, something in there. I remember Sandy had happened. But, basically, the only major change was I lost my braces and got glasses. That was it. And he was so jokingly annoyed, like, damn, or you didn't change. What am I supposed to talk about here?
Talk about how people don't change. Sometimes the genetics are just with ya.
No, I know what you're getting at, Allie. It was just funny. Because some people very much do change and other people don't.
I find it so funny because my family has a wall of all our school photos, like the classic photo every fall type school photo. And just going from picture to picture, I'm like, wow, I really look the same. I just went from child to adult.
Yeah.
But the face structure is still there. Not entirely sure how that
Post-time
happened.
skip design, yeah. I have a very specific look for you, Everett, and it's not happening again.
Everett, stop fighting your mother.
It's just like, unlike
you gotta listen to her.
It's also
kind.
expressions like I really haven't drawn. Because I think the closest character that would have these expressions as well would be Ferrix. And we mostly
like
just didn't
because he can be the most volatile.
get a lot of that.
Now is the perfect time.
I know what I want. Let's get...
Oh, okay. We got an idea.
I just need, like, a good reference
I feel
for
like
it.
your metaphor is probably the closest in the positive direction, so...
Yeah.
We'll go with that one. I was still thinking it's like something along the lines of somebody serves you the same cookie recipe, but every time the ingredients are changed to make it just slightly better each time.
Mom looking
I'm not sure how
disapproving
well
as
that
her
one
son
works,
does
though.
the bad.
Oh, there's stuff about Everett's mom, let me tell you. I actually won't because spoilers. But know that it is in there.
Everett certainly had a mother.
Everett had a mother at one point.
He was born from a
born.
woman.
He has traits that belong to his mother.
That's how genetics work.
That is indeed how genetics work. Especially in our series. And the color genetics are actually very fun. I love working with Ferrix's mom, and when we eventually get around to designing his father, that's going to be interesting.
I don't know if we'll ever design his dad. You plan to have me draw him? It sounds like an extra thing.
You know what? We got Hotson's father repping Father Day. We don't need Ferrix's father.
Milano and Aster will have dads. And Sinnott has
will.
Dad.
But Hotson has the good dad.
Yeah, we stand Hotson's dad. I drew Hotson's dad. Let me see if I can find that in my chat with you.
Good night, Mason.
So hot. Good night, Mason.
Ugh.
I know where it is. Ah, I found him. Look at him! I love Hotson's dad so much. Look at Hotson's dad. He's such a cutie.
He's
Look
really
at
got
him.
those Milo Thatch
Oh
vibes.
yeah, big Milo Thatch vibes. That's just your dad's not fair. A daddy episode arc. We will have definitely one
there
dad.
will certainly be
Maybe two dads. Oh, there's other
explored
dads.
with the fathers.
There's a fair amount of dads. There's also moms. We're not leaving out the moms.
Oh no, the moms will
To
definitely
have mommy
get their
issues
men.
and daddy issues. I mean, he is a bitch, Allie. So you know, high likelihoods.
Very high likelihood. We're not Pixar. I mean... Oh, MASH has 3
Oh, MASH!
I love that we just accepted Nash and
I'm
didn't
like,
even
I don't know who this
question
is.
it.
I just accept that, you know, we could talk
Just
about whoever.
agree. Yes, MASH does have 3 dads.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful.
We stand MASH in his 3 dads. Oh, speaking
You know
of...
what? I'm so glad his grandpa got out and started dating.
Right? He needed it.
Good for
His
him.
pops.
Good for
It
him.
was time. It was time. But Mars, my Himmel came.
Yes! I got my package too! My Roy Mustang, my Rimmiroo, and Freerin are here. I have to unbox them though.
Oh, I already unboxed him.
It truly is the
And
full
mine had a little
spectrum of
scuff
dad.
on it, but I managed to get it off.
Oh, it had scuff?
Yeah, there's like one of those scuff marks, like he rubbed something of a different color on his pants.
Oh, Himmel.
But I managed to get it off.
Canadian Lucifer's gone too far?
Oh no, what did Canadian Lucifer do?
What happened? Wait, are we scuffed? We're going. We're okay.
Wait, are we scuffed? What?
No, we're good. We're good.
Wait, we
The
were
scuff?
scuffing?
What scuff?
What scuff?
What scuff? Oh, to
Oh.
the package. Guys,
I'm so
Chat.
freaked.
we love you. You're great. You cannot say scuff and not mean it.
Today is the real test.
We are
So
too
that's why I'm like really
traumatized.
stressed.
I'm sorry. We are too
Okay.
traumatized, and
Okay.
we only have 7 minutes to go.
Yeah. The ACD paranoia. It's specifically for today.
It
right?
is.
Because last 2 weeks ago on Tuesday we had an issue and I changed something. And then Thursday stream, Friday stream, perfectly fine. Had no issues, thought I fixed it. And then last week's Tuesday stream was fucking terrible. And so now I've done this.
Yeah, that
and
one
again,
was really
we have
rough.
Thursday, Friday stream. We're fine, but today is the real test. So I'm like, whew. MASH is a lot to deal with, Allie.
MASH needs all the dads.
Yeah, exactly, Allie. Evacuate!
It is, Allie. It really is. Exactly, Pastry Puff. There's a lot of stress involved. You gotta make sure he's not breaking doors. You gotta make sure he's not sneaking off to town for cream puffs.
Not me referencing Phoenix for an African expression. But it's what I wanted.
In all seriousness, if they come out with a decent MASH figure, I will get it.
I want Finn, but they're all just like
They
mid.
gave us a sitting Finn, but I'm like,
He's
that's
just
not how
mid.
Finn sits. I'm sorry.
It's just mid.
Where's the personality? Sitting has so much personality depending on how you sit. I want my little crisscross applesauce boy. That's Finn.
Oh my god. I've done it.
Holy shit. Oh, there he is. There he is.
I've done it.
He's about to cut a bitch.
I've done it.
Amazing.
He is both Edgeworth and Phoenix inspired right now.
Are we saying this is Phoenix and Edgeworth's child?
Kinda. He kinda is, though.
He really kind of is.
Kinda is, though.
Guys, please keep in mind, we created Outcast long before we started playing Ace Attorney.
Yo, years!
But this just kind of
years.
happened, and I think we're okay with this.
Mid-fin.
Yeah.
No, we are
do
kind
my
of okay
boy
with
justice. He is the best friend and goodest pal.
this. Okay, I feel like now, for the last couple minutes, I can actually correctly fix this Everett. Because he was, like, nearly there, but not there. And I feel like I've learned a lot about him in just a few minutes. See, that's what you gotta treat it like. You gotta treat it like you're learning about your characters. You're learning how they work.
Mm.
And how to draw them.
I wish
Yay,
blood
season
and
2!
paperwork would go away.
Yeah, the vibe recalibration, indeed. I'm already happier with it. And that's why you should warm
Nice,
up.
Sally. Glad you're in season 2. Welcome to the party.
Yeah, when does season 3 come out?
Yeah, seriously, I need it, please. I need season 3 of MASH. I need season 2 of
Nice,
Dragon
Allie.
Ooh,
Allie, that
okay.
means you hit my favorite part, which is the protein shake. I think that's my favorite joke. And 2, get ready. Yeah, best episode. So good. Love, love, love.
It's so
nice
top tier.
pastry puff. Ooh. I will say,
Ooh.
action type media in manga I find is very, very, very difficult. So I'm gonna be very curious to hear how you review the manga, because it's so like slapstick comedy, right? It's so, physical comedy that I feel translates very, 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 very well in animation. I'm very curious how it goes in manga. Similarly with, like, I feel like Windbreaker is very difficult in a manga, right? You need to know what happens next? Yeah. No, I don't think it'll be bad. I mean, obviously they became animes because they were good, right? I'm mostly just like
different, that's all.
Like, I think Dungeon Meshi, while really fun in the anime, I don't think it adds as much as I would say, like, Windbreaker gets out of being an anime, or Mashley gets out of being an anime, right? Like, Sasaka Miyano, it's great, but I don't think it necessarily being an anime adds as much as Mashley or,
Well, except for animated flirting.
Okay,
come
no.
on.
I'm not saying that it's bad, but I'm saying that, like, the difference in vibe is a smaller set, width than when it's, like, very action-based stories. That's the word I want. Story.
I see what you mean.
Because Dungeon Meshi, you can still get all of the friendship vibes and all of the everything with the food because it's mostly told as the story, right? The story is a big part of it. Having the art is beautiful and great, and you get a lot out of it, of course, but getting to see the food in animation is not adding as much as getting to see the Windbreaker fights in animation. The Mashley jokes of him, like, flying by kicking his feet, right? Like, there's a different level. Yes, and the intro, of course. It is peak. I'm so curious what the Dandadan season 2 theme is going to be, and the Mashley season 3 theme. Very interesting.
I wonder who they're going to get to sing it.
The other big thing is, of course, the voices, and I think that adds a lot no matter what when they're done well. But like I'm saying, I think Dungeon Meshi
add something
would,
to it.
would be still really, really, really good if it was just dubbed the manga. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like a different gap. They all have their strengths, right?
Right. Well, it's like, I think any action anime or any action manga is going to benefit from
100%. 100%.
being animated.
Versus,
so that you
I
can
feel
see
like
the
something
action.
like Apothecary Diaries is okay with being a light novel. Right? Just
the
like,
only time you really need the animation is just to enhance how pretty.
yeah, you're
Jinchi
just
or the
improving
scenery
it,
is.
right? Like I'm not
That's it.
saying I don't think animation takes away, right? It is just a level of necessity, I guess. Oh, was it revealed in the
100%
trailers?
agree.
I have to check. I haven't been really looking at anything. I just know it's happening. Oh, also, side thing as we're coming to an end here. Guys, everybody, I don't know if Whistling Witch, Horror Harpy, both of you, watch Spice Frontier. If you haven't, it's on
really
YouTube.
good, you guys.
It's really, really, really good. It's beautifully animated. It's animated in a really cool,
They pull off
new
some
way.
really interesting tricks with the animation.
It's free on YouTube. It's 2D but looks 3D. It's great. Spice. If you like vibes of Treasure Planet, vibes of Atlantis, The Lost Empire, vibes of the general vibe of the Star Trek show, watch it. It's really, really, really good. It's
so damn good.
so, so, so good.
They do end on a cliffhanger, which is cruel, but it leaves you wanting more.
Yeah, it really does.
Basically, think Dungeon Meshi meets Star
Dungeon
Trek.
Meshi meets Star Trek. It's so good. It's amazing. No notes. It's peak. I need it to I need it to be a whole thing. Yeah, Voltron. That's the other one. Voltron. Cliffhanger.
Oh,
I know,
Voltron.
right? Cliffhanger. Yeah, Voltron vibes in there. The DreamWorks one. DreamWorks Voltron vibes. Yeah, Star Trek. Treasure
Star
Planet.
Wars. They got enough sideswipe
I don't feel as
animations
much
in there.
Star Wars, and the reason for that is just like Star Wars has a very different storyline theme than I feel Star Trek. Right? Star Trek is exploring the new planets. Star Wars.
When I
is
say Star
killing
Wars,
the
I'm
Empire.
talking in maybe world building, because
Okay.
the way it's set out, I don't know. Just them exploring that planet really reminded me of when C-3PO and R2-D2 were
Yeah,
on
but see, but that's
Tatooine.
what's giving me so much Star Trek, because that's all Star Trek is. Star Trek is go to planet, explore planet, right?
Yeah, but that's
So-
where I'm like Star Wars, because that's what I grew up on.
Yeah, the good Voltron. Yeah, the early episodes of Voltron.
Yes. Season 1 through Season 4 Voltron.
Yep. Alrighty. But that is where we'll end off. We did get a lot done. Mostly I just have to finish him myself. I gotta line him and color him. And I gotta fix this face. This is not right, sir. I don't know what happened to you, but it ain't it. These are it. This one's it. You didn't warm up enough. And yeah.
Pop it back in the oven then.
Pop it back in the oven. Thank you so much for coming. We hope you have a lovely hump day. We'll see you on Thursday for, again,
Yes.
Art Fight 102. So if you want to know
Yes,
fun
you
tips
came
and
to the
tricks I
101
picked up.
class. Now it's time for 102.
Yeah, so if you know, it's not going to be about what Art Fight is. It's just going to be about tips and tricks and etiquette and culture and all that stuff around it. So much more of what you get out of experience, so that hopefully all of you with less experience can, you know, still have a good time. and have the best time with your first
we
art
want you
fight.
to be able to join in
great.
and participate.
There's a lot of controversy stuff going on in the last year, and I want you guys to know how to avoid it, like I did, because it's very easy to avoid if you know what to do. And I mean, you guys already being here in this community is basically avoiding it, and I'll tell you why on Thursday. It's not going to be the whole
super
stream,
fun. Ori's
so
got the tea.
Probably will be more Averett happening. If you... Rain, hold on. Nope, don't know what it was. But yeah. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you all on Thursday. Good night.
See you on Thursday for Art